Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brickanista Broadcast Network. And I'm Naomi, the Brickanista. And wow, what a last couple days since you last saw me on Thursday. So, first of all, I wanted to just thank everybody for being so kind. There have been a lot of really great email messages, text messages, chat messages, just asking about me and my health. And I just wanted to say I really appreciate that. And I posted recently on Instagram a picture of me with the bag of frozen blueberries on my face. And you were probably going, yeah, probably not one of your finest moments, but that's how it goes. So anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you see me glancing to the left, that's because I've set things up a little bit differently on my computer and the chat is over here. And I've gone back to having a down camera on a tripod because as you know, I've been trying to work with my down camera on my desktop, but it hasn't been working all that great. So I decided I'm going to switch things back because you have a much better look at the model when it's in this format anyway. And I know that my lighting seems to be a little kind of strange today, so I'm adjusting that too. Let me see if I can make this a little bit better. Like I said, it's a learning process being in streaming. I don't know. I feel like I look like Elvira, Mistress of the Dark right now, just the way the shadows are. But maybe that's okay. So anyway, thank you again. Everybody has been so gracious and kind, and I was thinking about this as I was reflecting on that Thursday. So for those of you who do not know the story, on Thursday I had about an hour before the show, I just face planted really hard. And what was really sad about it is that it could have been easily prevented because I just wasn't watching where I was stepping, and I probably need this is like a convenience gas station that I don't go to very often, and it was also something I didn't really need. I think that was, I think, a big lesson is that when you start looking to buy things, whether it's food or Lego or other things, it's like you don't always need something. And at the time, I was thinking about root beer, right? I was in the mood for root beer, and I had just gone to a couple other places, and I couldn't find the brand that I wanted to try, which was Barks. And then I face planted really hard. And what really was a wake up call is that I hit the pavement and I hit my knee. I hit this part of my hand. I also ended up scraping this bottom part of my hand. And then I hit my cheek. And I hit my cheek really hard. And it got to the point where when I hit my head, I could feel my brain bouncing against the side of my skull. And when I immediately got up, so I didn't lose consciousness, but I immediately got up and I felt super dizzy. And in retrospect, it made me think a lot about how grateful I am. And I always try to keep a positive attitude, as you know, on the Brickanista Broadcast Network. We're here for positive vibes. And I thought about it, and I could have said, "Oh my God, you're an idiot. Why'd you're so clumsy," or all of that. But really, what I was thinking about is who can I call to help? Because I know that when you have a brain injury or a concussion or a fall of this kind, that usually the first 3 to 6 hours is the big watch period. And I was getting ready to go online, and I was sitting in the parking lot when I got home, and I just said, I'm gonna text Brickworm. So I texted her, and she was just great. She said, "What can I do to help?" And I sent her a lot of my contact information, and especially for my mom. And I told my mom later too, and I told her, I said, I'm sorry, I didn't text you right away because I didn't want you to worry. Because, as you know, moms always worry about things like this. So anyway, so Brickworm was my first go-to person, and she has been awesome. And then also after about 3 hours, if you watch the video, you'll see me putting this bag of frozen blueberries on my face like every, once an hour at least. And then Glenn, I wanted to thank Glenn too. So Glenn had offered to text me for the next 3 hours since he was going to be awake, and to make sure I was okay. And I just want to say, this Lego community is so awesome. I've only known Brickworm for a little over a year, and I've known Glenn for even less than that. I met Glenn in Sortlug. And yet people have just been so gracious and kind and opening up to help wherever they can. And that's what I just love about this community. For those of you who are new to the Lego space, there are things called Lego user groups. So find a Lego user group, find some of these people that you can network with, because it really is a special, special place. So I was thinking some more too about one of the things that we had a conversation about on Thursday was about the retrofit of my Subaru so that I could take it camping and I can do like soul camping on the road. And I started brainstorming some more about this, and I'm going to run this by you as my viewers, and also just think about what can I do? Do you want to see the progress of that? As far as, it's not really Lego related, but then I thought to make it Lego related is I can see how do I set this up so that you can take your Lego on the road when you are traveling. And there's a lot of thoughts that came to my mind, and probably the number one thing I need to work on is the internet connection / electrical. So what I'm thinking about doing, which I would need to do anyway, is to start looking at these portable electric units. And I mentioned this on the last stream. So if Jackery, if you're listening, probably looking at a small Jackery unit. If you haven't seen these, Jackery, it's spelled Jackery. I've been looking at this for probably about a month or so. And what is great, it's a portable generator. Well, not really generator, just portable electrical unit. So you can recharge it by either plugging it into the wall at home to charge it up. You can plug it into your car battery to charge it up. And the really cool thing about it is it has these solar panels. So you can open up these solar panels and charge it up outdoors, which makes it great for camping and having your electronics with you while you're on the road. So I'm looking at a couple different Jackery models, and I'm thinking, yeah, I think I'm going to bite the bullet on this and get one of those so that I can have it with me, not just when I'm camping or on a road trip, but also it would be great to have if you ever have a power outage because of these solar panels and being able to charge things up using that. And if you look at the various models, they have some that have a USB charger on them, like 2 or 3 ports of USB chargers. They have also just a standard AC/DC type of plug, so you can plug in small appliances and those things. So I'm going to take a look at the different models and see what's out there, and I'll report back to you. So since I tend to stream late at night, my thought is tomorrow is Sunday, and Sundays I tend to stream at 1 o'clock on YouTube and 9 o'clock on Twitch. So I'm thinking about those 1 o'clock sessions. I'm already doing, for example, the review shows of the Rebrick This Challenge with Debo. So by the way, for those of you who don't know, this is the kit. This is the kit. And so if you want to, this would be a great thing to get. It's the Captain America Tech Armor Set, 76168. And I think I know why this lighting looks so weird. It's like it's right in front of me. It's blaring in my face. So get 76168 and just whatever's in the box, rebrick it. Just put it into something you want. Max, Braun, how are you? Good to see you. I wanted to show people let's see if I can turn this over. So you'll have to tell me, is the lighting okay? You missed me last night at Sortlug? Well, I needed to take a break. As you know, I don't know if you were here, if you heard that I face planted on Thursday. I face planted hard. I mean, I face planted so hard that I thought I was going to lose consciousness. That's how bad it was. And also, they say that, if you have a brain injury, that the first like 3 to 6 hours, you have to be worried about it. So, well, thank you. Thanks for saying you missed me. I didn't know my presence was actually that known. So anyway, here's what I built. I built this Captain America pirate ship. So as you can see, it even has kind of a pseudo wheel here, and you're driving. Okay, no worries, no worries. But I thought about, I could, the only problem is he doesn't really connect in here very well. But if I wanted to, I could take pictures of him captaining the ship. The problem is this doesn't sit very well, and it's kind of squirrely because the bottom is just a couple studs. And the reason why is I have this clip, and the clip causes is I moved the clip so it looked more like a rudder. The clip originally was over here from the mech, so I moved it in the back to make it look more like a rudder, and I had to move these up so that it would be balanced. And I probably could, tweak it a little bit more, but I wanted to get a photo out there. But yeah, maybe I can put Captain America in there and repost it. If I can get him to stand in there and but it looks pretty cool. So anyway, well, thanks for joining, Max. Yeah, I was talking about one of the things that I'm going to do. I made the commitment. I'm going to start looking at renovating my Subaru so I can camp in it, doing like car camping. And since the weather is getting better and there's so many beautiful places here in Washington State that I want to visit, and I've been following a couple different YouTubers about how they convert their units. And the first thing I decided I need to do is I need to get power. So I'm going to get this thing called a Jackery unit, and they have a wide variety, so I'm not even sure which one is the right one to get. So I'm going to pick up a Jackery, and then from that, then you can power things, and then move from there. Sing you happy birthday. It's your 51st birthday today. Are you serious? Okay. All right, I could do that. I mean, I usually do this on Twitch. I mean, so you know that. And I hope I'm looking in the camera right. So, Max Braun, happy birthday. And I'm going to sing happy birthday to you. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Max Braun. Happy birthday to you. And many more. And I'm glad you pulled over for that. So for those of you who are not familiar with this, on Twitch, I have a set of points that you can spend if you want me to sing a phrase for you. So I hope you heard that, Max. I hope that was worth pulling over for. And I also, since you mentioned about the singing, I've been watching TikTok, and there's a thing that they call duets. And I don't really do a lot on TikTok. I have 2 videos on TikTok, which are actually pretty hilarious because the first one was done with me and my friend Alan and his daughter Amanda. So the 3 of us are kind of like bouncing around to this song, "Okay Boomer," and then Amanda pops up at the very end. And, you could tell we have no clue what we're doing. But it's been just fascinating watching that. But there is a duet feature. So what you do is you either dance along with some other TikTok person or you sing along with another TikTok person. So I may be doing that sometime soon. I may stretch myself and try it out. And I was just thinking about how cool that is because, and the one that I was thinking about, I'll have to look his name up for later, but he does the harmonization to a song. And I'm trying to remember, it's an Elvis Presley song. And thank you at a stop sign. Okay, good. I'm glad you like that. You can clip that so that you can say that the Brickanista sang happy birthday to you. Yeah, but I'm glad you asked. And happy birthday. That's awesome. That is really wonderful. And congratulations on reaching a important, part of your life. And let's see. So I'm guessing if this is April 22nd, are you an Aries? I'm guessing. I think you're still driving, but I'm going to guess you're an Aries or you're maybe a Taurus. I don't know exactly because I have a friend who's big into astrology, and she gets paid to do astrology work. They invite her, my friend Marie. Hey, Marie. My friend Marie, she's a professional astrologer. Yes, you can get paid to do astrology. So she had done a reading for me and some other things, but she gets called to conferences. I think she got invited to a conference in India or someplace, and yeah, so it's just fascinating to me about this whole thing about that sometimes your destiny may be based on when you were born. And so Max, since you're celebrating your birthday, happy birthday. We are going to be having a joint birthday party with my friend Matthew Builds Bricks and possibly Fourth World Adam. We don't know if Fourth World Adam can get the time off, but June 3rd, so my June 3rd broadcast, which I think is on a Thursday. Yeah, it is a Thursday. So June 3rd, what we're going to do is we're going to have a joint birthday party. And Matthew's going to join around 11 p.m. because he's in the UK and we don't want him having to wake up super early. And he's super excited because he's turning 13. And when you're 13, you're allowed to be on YouTube without your parents. So he's super excited. He actually turns 13, I think May 27th. So he'll be, fully seasoned 13-year-old. And then my friend Fourth World Adam, he was born on June 13th. And I was born on June 4th. So we've been doing a collaboration. We did one for Bricks LA. And we're going to be probably working on one for Bricks by the Bay. And when we were talking about how well we get along, and it's like when we figured out when we were born, we're all Geminis, so we're very creative. I think the other thing I like about them, which is what when you gravitate to certain people, is that, they have really positive energy. Glenn Copeland, hey, how are you? You just missed me singing happy birthday to Max. So Max, it's Max's birthday today, and he's driving right now, and he said he pulled over just so he could hear me sing happy birthday to him. So I'm glad you enjoyed that, and thank you. And I was mentioning that there was this TikTok guy, and I wish I could look it up on my phone, but I'll just wait until I actually do it, and I'll just say, okay, here's my duet with this dude. That'll be my next TikTok thing. But so I did 2 videos on TikTok. The first one was a bit of a success because Amanda pulled it together. The second one, I tried it, and it's my friend Alan who's tailgating at a 49ers party. And there's no audio. I didn't know what I was doing. So this third one, in fact, I might as well just say I'm going to do it because there's this guy who does the harmony for this song. And then, and I think it's the Elvis Presley song, Falling in Love with You, just the first kind of phrases. So he sings the harmony and you sing the melody, and then you do it as a duet. And I've seen a couple people do it, and I said, I could do this. I think I could do it if I can figure out how to do the duet thing. So 51's a young pup. Yeah, congratulations, Max. That's awesome. Yeah, so anyway, we were just talking about how this face plant was a big wake up call. And thank you, Glenn. I mentioned this before you joined, but Glenn was really kind because after midnight, when I concluded my show on Thursday, Glenn stayed up with me and he texted me to make sure I was okay. So we had a conversation going on till 3 in the morning. And I really appreciate that because, as you know, if you have a brain injury of any kind, which apparently I didn't, I think what happened is that I had, my brain maybe, got a little, confused because I was thinking about this, that, I face planted on the left side of my face and there is no bruise. I mean, I have some makeup on, but there's no bruise. There's no bruise. It's not even swelling that much. And I when I went to the urgent care, I asked, the guy to look at my face, and he had checked both sides. He goes, your cheek's fine. So this is really amazing that, and I hit hard. I mean, I felt like I just got hit by a truck. I mean, it was really, really hard fall. And I was talking to my mom about this, and I said, you know what? I was very clumsy as a child. And I remember this too, that one of the things that happened on the same cheek when I was 5 years old is I was riding on one of those wooden sleds, and the wooden sled was being steered by my neighborhood friend, Debbie. So Debbie was in the front, I was in the back, and then she made this hard right turn, and I didn't know she was going to make this hard right turn, so I moved left, and I scraped this side of my face. It was like a welt this big, and I had road rash on my face as a 5-year-old right before they had a group photo. So there's a picture of me as like a 5-year-old in this big group photo with this big red welt on this side of my face. You do seem very you, so hooray. Thank you. Yes, I'm feeling very grateful, and I'm so thankful that this is, a real positive thing that's happened to me. And it's made me realize some of the things that I really, really need to do. Excuse me. I thought I brought my water over here, but I didn't. I'm going to keep going, but if my voice starts to give out, I'm going to head over and go grab some water. But so anyway, so I'm talking to my mom, and I told her about what happened because I didn't want her to worry, because she wouldn't have been able to do anything anyway. She's in Arizona, I'm in Washington State. And I told her how I contacted Brickworm and that you, Glenn, in Texas, kept me awake until 3 in the morning. And I have been able to sleep at night, and I don't have, headaches. Really, the only thing that's bothering me is the flashing in my left eye. So when I went to the urgent care person, he looked at my eye and he said, the retina looks okay. However, I do want you to go see an eye specialist because they can fully dilate your eye, look back there, see what's happening. And he did say that, if I had like a little bit of a tear, that it usually resolves itself in about a week. But overall, he said my spine was fine, and that I'm fully lucid, and he didn't see any issues. So I'm really grateful for that. So going back to gratitude and being positive, I remember telling Glenn, I said, you know what? I think I have superpowers now. You're going to laugh when I tell you this, because when we were talking, I said, I smell something burning. I can smell it. And then I checked outside. There's nothing near my apartment that's burning. I checked the burners in my kitchen. There's nothing burning there. I said, I think I have superpowers because I smell something burning. So I feel like my sense of smell and my sense of taste have actually gotten better since the fall. And I was joking with, I think, Cornado, and I texted him. I said, yeah, how's that for an origin story? A superhero gets powers after tripping and falling and doing face plants. I'm going to have to write that cartoon because I think it's hilarious. So yeah, I'm really grateful. Thank you. I do feel more like myself. And Max had shared with me that he missed me at Sort Lug last night. And for those of you who don't know about Sort Lug, it's a 12-hour meeting where you don't have to stay the whole time. You drop in, you drop out. And I just told her, I said, I'm going to just rest all day yesterday. Friday night. So pretty much Friday from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. Saturday. I just said, I'm not going to push myself. My body needs to rest, and I need to be much better. And the other thing that I thought, which was amazing, is that even my other bruises have been healing so quickly. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, see. Okay, you can kind of see this. You see how I've got this like road rash on my hand here, and it was a little tingly, but it feels really good today. Pretty sure you had superpowers before the face plant. Okay, thank you. Well, but and the reason why, and I'll tell you, some of you have never asked, so I'm going to tell you anyway because you're tuned in, is that people have asked me why did I choose a vegan diet, and I have Roy Cooper to thank. Ray Cooper. Ray Cooper is a programmer at Petaluma Community Access, and he used to have a radio show where he talked about health and wellness and diet, and he's a vegan. And he bought me a ticket to this movie called Game Changers. So he and his wife and I all went to this movie, and it really opened my eyes to a lot of the myths that are out there. For example, one of the big myths is that you can't get enough protein from a vegan diet. And then I started practicing veganism pretty much after that movie. So I can tell you almost the exact date. I think it's like September 17th is when I just cut all meat out of my diet. And what they mentioned in the movie is that because you're not eating meat, the protein sources have less inflammation. You have less inflammation. You don't have, these hormones and other things that are put into animal products. Oh, Cowboy Cornado's here. Cowboy Kenobi's in the house. We were just talking about how I sent you a note about how I think I had gained superpowers after my face plant. So anyway, and happy birthday, Max. Yeah. But what they mentioned in the movie is that not only does your blood supply get better, and I'm not going to give you spoilers because there's actually a hilarious experiment that they do on 3 football players. So I'm not going to mention what it is, but if you get a chance, take a look at Game Changers. That was the movie that changed my life when it came to my diet. And the other reason that I changed is that pretty much everybody in my family has to take high blood pressure medicine, and I'm the only one who doesn't. And I think it all has to do with my diet. And when I was talking about healing, so you can see that I have this like road rash here. My cheek is healing better. I have this about this big of a, not a welt, like road rash again on my knee, but it's feeling so much better today. And they mentioned in this movie that you heal faster as a vegan. And I was like, okay, I'm a believer now. I haven't had any major trauma since watching the movie, and I've been a vegan now for about a year and a half. It'll be 2 years in September. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. Mods are here. No, Cowboy Kenobi is a cool mod. He just knows that if certain people get out of hand, that he knows what to do. So when I say Cowboy Kenobi, you're my only hope, that's like your signal. So, no, you guys are great. So thank you so much. So anyway, yeah. I'm really, really excited about just this new thing I'm going to do. So I mentioned early on that I'm going to go get a Jackery portable electric power supply. And if you read up about it, it's a very cool device, and it's pretty small. I mean, if you get the smallest one, it's only like 3.5 pounds. The larger ones, of course, are going to be more expensive and also give you more capability. But I think if I get one with 2 AC/DC jacks, a couple of USB charging jacks, and then the solar panel unit, and then I can take that anywhere and have enough power to, power my devices. The other thing I need to check on is internet access. So how will I be able to stream if I'm on the road? So that's the plan. And as I was talking out loud about Sundays, that Sundays during the day, and there's a lot of beautiful places here in Washington State. So I think what might be kind of cool is to do some Lego work while touring some of these really cool places in my Subaru. So to stay tuned, I think we're going to do like little, what I'll probably do is do the Subaru renovation as separate videos, and then do live streams while in the Subaru working on Lego at a cool spot. So I can share that with you, and you can see how the renovation is going. So anyway, watch your language, Glenn. Yeah. You're just here to bully the bullies. That's all. Yeah, that's true. And like I said, I'm just really grateful. Thank you, everybody, for all your kind comments. I know that when I look back at the stream and I have this bag of frozen blueberries on my face, that will be a defining moment in my YouTube career. In fact, I got this really super nice note from Brothers from Another Brick. So he jumped on the other day, and he told me that he knows I'm going to do really well because I'm really dedicated to the craft. Because he said I would have just canceled. I said, well, the way I looked at it, I needed to go on. So then that way I knew I was going to be okay. Because if I was just, here in my apartment for 3 hours, kind of worrying, at least when I'm streaming, I know people are there looking after me. So anyway, so let me see. I've got to do things a little differently today because for some reason my main setup is a little off. But I wanted to share with you. Let's look at the see if the website is going to come up. No, it's not coming up. I was just testing this before the stream started. Okay. All right. I wanted to share with you, may the 4th be with you. If you have seen recently that there's some updates to the Lego website. And like I said, I don't know why this is not coming up. No, darn you. Oh boy, and I think what's happening is that I think my software is buggy right now because I had just tested this and I've got the Lego site on another window here and I was just going to pull it up and I had it all framed and ready to go. Oh, wait a minute, there it is. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. I have to do this a little differently than normal, so let's see if I can make this work. Be patient with me, so thank you so much. All right, let's see if I can move this website down. All right, I'm going to do this on the fly. So here's the website. So there you go. You got the website. It was your pleasure. Thank you. Now, thank you again for checking up on me. It's great that I have people, looking after me, making sure I'm okay. Okay, I'm going to put myself over here. And let me move this down. Nope. Let me move this up. All right, I don't know why. It's like, why can you not see me? Okay, let me just move this. Let me move this down over here. There we go. We'll do it that way. Joel, have studs will travel. Great. And we just were talking about having studs will travel. All right, so just to clue you in, I'm going to do the renovation of my Subaru, and I'm going to start doing a few streams on the road in these beautiful places here in Washington State, or maybe even farther out, depending on how things go. Because I want to renovate the back of my Subaru so I can camp in it. And then the first thing I have to do is get power, so I can power the camera, power the laptop, power my phones, etc. So guess you are feeling better now? No concussion? According to, I went to urgent care and they did say they think I might have a potential retinal tear in my left eye, which is why I'm seeing those flashing lights. So no. In fact, I just passed the 48-hour window. Yay! Yeah, so as I mentioned, the first 3 to 6 hours is when you really got to be careful because and I'll be honest with you, I was so nervous Thursday. And I was thinking what was going to happen if I started slurring my words or if I fainted on screen, which would have made for great entertainment, right? and I thought about it and I said, I called Brickworm. I texted her and I said, I need your help. I said, just in case if my stream goes south, and I even unlocked my front door so then that way the police could come in if they needed to, or the ambulance could come in and get me without having to fuss. But yeah, I was really nervous. Honestly, it's probably the most nervous I've been after a fall. Go ahead with the spoilers, Joel. Spoilers. I don't think he had spoilers. Yeah, may the 4th be with you. Exactly. So here's the website. And so for those of you who haven't seen it, may the 4th be with you. And I need to go to the other window for a minute. Good to hear. Is that retinal dysfunctional treatable? It could be, yeah. In fact, one of the things I had mentioned to the doctor is I said, I have what's called lattice in the back of my eye, which means that the retina is stretching, but I've had this since I was in college. So it's been decades that it's been like this. And so I would go to a retinal specialist, I don't know, every 5 years or so, but I haven't seen one in a while. And that's because I've been traveling and moving around and things. And so I need to get on that anyway. So in a way it was kind of timely. So may the 4th be with you, Star Wars Day. I'm so excited about this, and many of you are too, because as we say here on the Brickanista Broadcast Network, may the clutch be with you. So R2d2 returns, and I was really hoping, I was waiting on this because I was hoping that Debo would join. And I was waiting for Debo to join, but I said, okay, he's probably not going to make it today. So anyway, I was so excited. I was looking at this going, OMG, it is R2d2. I'm trying to see if I can make this taller. All right, I might have to cover my face a little bit. All right, here we go. So yeah, R2d2, this looks amazing. And honestly, I was hoping for BB-8, but R2d2 is pretty cool. It was a callback from the Tricky Brick stream where I asked if I can spoil Falcon and Winter Soldier. No, don't. I just started that. I watched the second episode last night while I was trying to relax. And here, let me see if I can fix this again to see if I can move my, let's see, maybe is it this one? There I am. Okay, like I said, my system is off. I'm going to have to, I think, reinstall the software. Perhaps exciting, not great entertainment. Okay. No, don't do any spoilers. Not here. Don't do any spoilers here. If you want to do them on the Discord server, on Tricky Leg, or some other place, but not on my show. No spoilers. Who's picking this up? Yeah, you know, I might bite the bullet on this one because may the 4th be with you, may the clutch be with you, you know, and May 4th is, I think, a Tuesday, right? So oh gosh, I'm just thinking, I think I might need to get this one. So it's May 1st is when it's available, and it looks amazing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get this. You have the previous version, but you're totally getting this. Yeah, yeah. So let me scroll down a little bit, and this is the droid you're looking for. So let's click on this here and see what else is going on. So it's $199, so 200 bucks. But look at it. It looks so amazing. And I haven't done a big build in a while. The last big build I did, I think, was Apocalypseburg. So I'm due for a big build, and it comes with a lightsaber too. I mean, right? Isn't that a lightsaber? Or what am I thinking? Maybe not. Oh, is that the plaque? Anyway, there's some really cool things. I'm not sure why my screen is not here. Let me see if I can make this bigger. There's here, maybe if I do it this way, that's a little better. Yeah, and sorry, I have to go back and forth with the chat. So you want to, Joel, but I want the Daily Bugle too. So yeah, I know this is really good. You have to say interesting. You have a bookmark for corny pirate jokes. You are not supposed to look at my desktop. You're supposed to focus on this. But yes, I do have a bookmark for corny pirate jokes. Oh my God. Thank you, Joel, for outing me on that. You were so bummed to miss out on the previous version. I really want this one, but it's just all the money at once. Yes, I know. But I'm thinking, I think I'm going to have to bite the bullet on this one. I haven't bought a big set in a while. And I think this would be perfect to do for, you know, may the clutch be with you, right? Did I miss anything else in the chat? Let me just double check. I think I'm caught up now. If nothing else, you want to see all the new pieces that they decide to use. Yeah, that would be great. You have to save for the Daily Bugle too. It's like, well, you know, the other thing that I really wanted, but it's older now, is the piano. But I think I'm going to have to go for this. The piano was kind of moving up on my list. I have the piano, I have the bookshop, and I'm looking at R2D2. So I think for timeliness sake, I think R2d2, and I may have to go to the Lego store to get it. You and Joel, people think they can save a bunch of money. I'm buying all the one by ones. Some colors are so expensive, it's crazy. Yeah, it's so true. Now that I know there's a website for corny pirate jokes, Yar. All right, do you want to see the corny pirate joke website? Okay, I can show you that if you want. I mean, you can see that I thought it was worthwhile to bookmark, right? So thank you, Joel. I look forward to meeting all of you sometime soon. And oh, here's another thought I had. Okay, so I told you I think I have superpowers now after my face plant. And so I'm thinking if I am able to renovate my car into a camper and I can figure out how to do streaming on the road, I can come visit people and keep the 6 feet of distance, right? Because I could just be in my car, somebody else could be in their car or 6 feet away, and I could do shows on the road. So I'm really looking forward to this because I think it's going to be amazing. All right, so the other thing I did, I forgot to mention at the urgent care, is that I asked them to do a blood test for me just to see if I had any of the COVID antibodies. So the results came back today and it's a non-reactive or negative. So good news, I've never had COVID and I don't have the COVID antibodies, but I'm waiting for the Novavax vaccine. So I'm waiting for that. That's why I haven't been vaccinated yet. So for those of you who are asking, but I can prove that I'm negative if that means anything. So and I think the other, I guess, piece of news that and I don't know how to say this without embarrassing myself, but I think that I realized that I live kind of a pathetic life, because when the first person you think about who's going to take care of you is somebody who's a Lego person, that's kind of a pathetic life. So I thought about it and I said, I haven't really put myself out there to go get into another relationship in a long time. And honestly, I kind of alluded to this a while ago. Debo's here! Debo! R2 Debo, we were just talking about you. You can see the backdrop here. You can see that we've got the website with your name on it. R2 Debo's in the house. Are you going to get this, by the way, Debo? You're going to get this, R2 Debo. This thing is amazing. I just think, look at all the detail on this. This is going to be cool. I wonder, does it come with a voice box? Does anybody know? That would be super cool if it does. Because one thing I liked about the Porg, when the Porg came out, is that it has like the moving mouth. That it would be amazing if it does. So anyway, there's the 50th anniversary R2D2. Yeah, I'm going to have to pick this up. I think especially because, we say, may the clutch be with you here. I just don't think I can get around it. So Lego friends are not pathetic at all. Well, yeah, I guess so. But, some people have asked me why I'm still single. And I just said, because honestly, men disappoint me. I'll just say that. I've been so disappointed. And it's my own fault. I'll be honest. It's my own fault because I have not chosen wisely. We'll say that. I've not chosen wisely in my life. So, and when I was thinking about the face plant, and I was thinking about who am I calling, who's looking after me, what is it? And I've only been in this state for what, a year and 5 months or so. So I said, I show up in Washington State in November, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'll meet somebody here, and then COVID happens. So I'm still not exactly sure about going out there like that. And Max was funny because he was saying, I told you guys about my brother online dating, and it's kind of like, well, if I could online date, I would do that. It's like I'm still not big into that. I'll be honest with you. But if I go into my car camper, I can meet somebody and keep 6 feet away. So that's another motivation for my car camper. So anyway, Probably not going to get it. The lightsaber is way out of scale. Yeah, that's true. It is way out of scale. AFOLs are great enablers. PT McEwen, hey, how are you? Good to see you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that Lego friends are pathetic. I was saying my life is pathetic, that the first person I have to call is a Lego friend. I mean, I should have somebody who cares about me, a little, who I can communicate with on a more regular basis. But anyway, like I said, it's my own fault. So, mass departure of Lego friends. Yeah. So, anyway, it takes two to tango. Yes, yes, it does. So, but like I said, I said it just a few minutes ago. The reason why I haven't dated is that men have disappointed me. Just sorry, guys. I know there's no women on the call right now, but sorry, you guys have disappointed me. So, and I've started to realize I need to give life a second chance. So, don't be surprised if I have some updates in the future. But it's just it was an eye-opening moment, and now I have superpowers, and now I'm going to be renovating my Subaru so I can go out in the world and be still in a bubble. See, that's the thing, is that people have been talking about traveling and getting on airplanes and going to hotels and stuff. I don't want to do that, honestly. I don't want to get into an elevator at a hotel with somebody I don't know who might have COVID. So, yeah. Anyway. So, your Ulysses and Lego Classic Space coin arrived yesterday. Oh, great. That's awesome. Congratulations. Just saw BB and R2 side by side and they look to scale. Well, that's good, because that's the other thing, is that if I get the R2d2, I hope they redo BB8, because I would love to get a BB8. As a man, yes, we tend to do that. You tend to disappoint. Well, and I'm sure I've disappointed other people too. I fully admit I'm a very flawed person. I mean, that's why I stream 6 times a week, right? You mean your $1 million bill showed up at the mail, Joel? Yeah. You've simply not found the right man, assuming that's what you want. I don't know what I want, honestly. This is getting to be kind of a weird conversation right now, but I've had a number of relationships, so it's not as if I haven't been in a relationship before. But I tell people part of my problem is I'm a serial monogamist. When I get involved with somebody, it's like I'm locked in. And maybe that's my problem. Maybe I shouldn't be a serial monogamist, because I tend to go decades. I'm like, yeah, let me waste decades of my life on this person who I'll never talk to again. Yeah, that's a good move. No, in fact, some of my best relationships were the ones that were, shorter. And I'm thinking maybe that's what I need to do. And a friend of mine had mentioned to me about this guy who's very wealthy, who apparently signs a 5-year contract with every relationship he gets into. So it's kind of like, okay, I'm going to treat you well for the next 5 years, and you'll be well off. And then in 5 years is over, I'm going to find somebody else, And I was thinking, that seems not very romantic. But then I thought about it and I said, that might not be a bad arrangement on a couple different levels. But yeah. Oh, you mean you're okay. Well, good. And yes, like I said, men have disappointed me on several different ways. And that's why I haven't been dating. I've been living a sheltered life, which I've been actually quite happy with. When I decide I want to go someplace, I went to New Zealand all by myself. I had a great time. I went to Australia. I went to the Middle East. I went a bunch of places all by myself, and I had a great time. So, but yeah, I was just thinking though, I do miss the times when I had somebody who could, take me to the airport, or somebody who would, pick me up when I face planted and, made sure, take me to the hospital, or, watch over me when I was in that situation. So let's just say Earth Day, April 22nd, was a turning point for me. Faceplant, I got some superpowers and a new lease on life. And I'll be providing updates on my Subaru camper conversion, because I do think it's actually a good solution. Because, if you go to meet somebody, you know, on a date. I don't know what I'm going to call it. I don't think I want to use the word date. Date just has too much drama around it, right? Just like a social gathering, something like that. You know, just to meet people, and I can do that in my Subaru and then say goodbye if things go south right away. It's like, see ya, bye, nice meeting you. So yeah, but I think it would also be cool because there are some people that are not too far. Like for example, Miss Tapcat. I haven't told her this yet, but Miss Tapcat and her husband Jason, they live on the eastern part of Washington. So it would be kind of cool to drive over in my Subaru, do a live stream in my Subaru, and interview them. You know, they're not that far. I think it's maybe a 2-hour drive, 3-hour drive, something like that. So starting out simple. So don't be surprised, Sunday, future Sunday streams. I've got this really, this idea in my head about how this can all work. So anyway, the chat got super quiet. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's like now you're like all in shock. You're like, oh my God, she's gonna do what? Yeah. Okay, so let me go back to, let's talk about MOCs. Let's talk a little bit about MOCs. And I have to, like I said, I have to do this a little differently because my down camera is acting weird. Oh, I probably shouldn't do that yet. Is there more? There's R2d2. Before I move on, there's R2d2. I think there was something else. Or was it just R2d2 from May the 4th? Be with you. There's Star Wars. Let's see. Aha. Ooh. The return of the biggest event in the galaxy is coming May 1st through the 5th. Okay, what's this? May 1st through the 5th. Oh, okay. All the Star Wars helmets. Ah. The Darth Vader helmet, the Scout Trooper helmet. I'm not sure why anybody would want the Scout Trooper helmet. It doesn't look that interesting to me. The Fighter Pilot helmet, the Stormtrooper helmet. So, I mean, some of them have already been out, but the Darth Vader helmet and it looks like the Scout Trooper helmet are going to be out there. So, yeah. Yeah, that sounds like it could be a lot of fun. And just to kind of give you some sense of scale. If I remember right, here it is. There's a photo. It's small. This thing is tiny. When you think of helmet, you want the helmet to fit over your head, right? This thing is not even, it's what, maybe a little bit bigger than his hand. So that was the biggest disappointment, I think, for this, is that these just don't have, I mean, they look cool, but I don't know. I think if I was going to go for one, if I do purchase one, it would probably be the Darth Vader one. But once again, the scale is so small. I mean, look at this. It's so freaking small. Yeah, that's what she said, right? So anyway, all right, let me go back to the chat because, like I said, I can't see the chat when I'm viewing the window. So you better not make me work, Joel. Try to get a Subaru to sponsor you. That would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool if I can get Subaru to sponsor me, and if I could get Jackery to sponsor me, give me a Jackery unit, and if I could. And the other thing that would be cool is how can you build Lego in your car when you're on, you know, a road trip? So yeah, I'm thinking about it. I think it would be good with the faceplant. That is, oh, it got some sense knocked into me. Yeah, I guess so. I guess I did. So the 5-year contract sounds like a Hollywood manager that lasts up to 9 years because 10 years mean they have conjugal property. Oh, that's a good point. Maybe that's why they have the 5-year contract. Yeah, a serial polygamist. Yes, I no, I said I was a serial monogamist, not a serial polygamist. Okay, you guys are really making me laugh now. Oh my goodness. Sweet pragmatism. Yeah, well, it is pragmatic on both sides because if I think about my previous relationships, if I knew I could get out in 5 years, then that probably would have been a good thing. So anyway, I'm like I said, I have a new lease on life. I'm going to do the Subaru thing, and that's going to open me up for a lot of different things. So the faceplant, I think, gave me some superpowers and a whole new lease on life. So anyway, so Joel, are you spamming Co-Hat? CC Hat is not quiet. Oh, C-Chat. Okay, I see. Chat is not quiet. All right. I think it was just quiet for a short time. I didn't see anything here. You have the Boba Fett one because Boba Fett everything. It was a boring build. Yeah. See, that's the thing. It's that they're not that big. It reminds me of the sketches. When the sketches first came out, they were what, 1999. I got the Batman one, but it's like this big. It's not very big, and it just made me. It was kind of disappointing. Even a local Subaru dealership will work. Yeah, maybe they will. I don't know. I mean, if they want to talk about a Lego person going on the road. So here's, since we're talking about this, I've already thought through this a little bit. I'm going to do a test maybe tomorrow, but this might be a short test because tomorrow I have my 1 o'clock stream, and there is a Starbucks that has a really open parking lot, and I think I could do this through Zoom. So I have to do a couple tests on Zoom. So what I would do is have 2 devices on Zoom, and then have one as like a down camera, one as the front forward camera, and then run it through Zoom, and then be able, the only thing I have to do is I have to have a 3rd device to read the chat. So that's the only challenge. So don't be surprised if tomorrow, if you see me in my Subaru while I'm streaming at 1 o'clock, that would be my very first like bricks on the road. I was even thinking of, if you guys have some good names for titles for this segment, of taking my Subaru on the road while I'm building Lego. Yeah, throw out some ideas. That would be great. But yeah, the size, you're okay with the size of the bus? Well, that's good. Yeah, I don't know. I just think maybe it's good that they're small because then you can put a bunch of them on your shelf, right? I only got the one brick sketch of the Batman, and that's because I'm big into Batman. I probably should hang him somewhere over here, but if I would put him right next to my Batman over here, let me turn the camera. I mean, that Batman is pretty big. The little sketch might be, I don't even think the sketch is as big as the coffee cup that's there. So I think, yeah. All right, so if I end up doing this road trip thing, which could be super cool, is that I do plan to go visit my family in Arizona. So I could map out a road trip plan and figure out mobile MOCs. Oh, I love that. Wandering bricks and mobile MOCs. I kind of like that. Now, the only problem with the MOCs, though, is that I'd have to like bring, my supplies here. So I'm thinking if I do the mobile, it'll probably have to be sets. Subaru powers. Well, that's trademarked, right? So I think I'm going to have to do like, I like this wandering bricks thing. That's cool, PT. So thank you. So do you guys like that idea about me renovating my Subaru? So kind of documenting that, and then, the whole journey of converting the unit and then taking it out on the road and maybe meeting with different AFOLs. Like one of the AFOLs I could go meet is Fourth World Adam, because he's like 3 hours from me, and he's down over near the Wenatchee Forest, which is one of the campsites that I was looking at. So maybe what I could do is I could say, hey, pick a date, and then I can meet him, keep our 6 feet of distance, interview him. Please watch the road. No, I would be parked. It would be like camping and interviewing people. So no, I'm not gonna, I mean, unless I've seen people do that, where they mount the camera on the dash, but I don't really want to do that. So don't worry, Cowboy Kenobi, I won't do that. If you need a place to stay on my way to Arizona, you're in Highland, California. Oh, okay. Well, see, I'll be honest with you. I'm still leery about going into people's houses. No offense, PT, but if you allow me to park in your driveway and then let me use your restroom. That could work, maybe. I don't know. You like the idea of coming to visit? Yeah, I mean, that could be really kind of cool, right? To kind of like drive around to visit other AFOLs and then we can work on bricks together. I can, pop my hatchback. If they have a tailgate, they can drop their tailgate. We set up the cameras and yeah. Okay, well, now that I'm talking out loud, sounds like you guys think it's a good idea. So your wife Wendy and I have a guest suite downstairs, so I don't have to come in the don't come in the next 2 weeks. Or in-laws are in town. This will not happen in the next 2 weeks, trust me. So Brickworm, okay, so let me tell you what's been going on in my mind. Brickworm told me she has a wood shop in her garage. And I've been looking at different I guess methods to car camp, and one of them is building a platform. So you build the platform and then you can store things under the platform, and then you put your inflatable mattress and your sleeping bag on top. So I was kind of leaning that way, but then I said, I don't have woodworking things, and then I'd have to measure everything out, have Home Depot, cut it and do all that. You like the idea? Let's see. I'm just catching up on the chat. A photographer friend, a mentor of yours, did that. Oh, renovated his Subaru because he doesn't like sharing a room with his photography students. Okay. Well, maybe, you and I should exchange emails and, because I'm really now thinking about doing that. You're fully vaccinated. Well, I'm not. So the other reason is to protect you from me because I'm waiting for Novavax. So I'm more of a traditionalist. So for those of you who are wondering, why haven't I gotten vaccinated yet? I'm more of a traditionalist as far as the way vaccines are made. And Novavax is the closest to a traditional vaccine. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm waiting and hopefully it'll be ready in the next month or so. So by the time you get here, we'll both be fully 5G enabled, so relatively quite safe. Okay. All right. Sounds like everybody likes this idea. The suite has an outside door. Wow. Okay, PT. I am going to put Highland, California on my list since I'm taking that as an invitation. So, in fact, I'm going to write it. How's this for documentation? I'm going to write it on the inside cover of my Captain America box since I have that handy. Okay, Highland, California. And that is PT McEwen. And then I am going to check with Vancouver, Washington, and that is where Fourth World Atom is. So maybe I'll just have like stops along the way and interviewing different AFOLs, and then we can also work on things together too. What kind of Subaru am I taking here? I am driving a Subaru Crosstrek. So, and if I really take this seriously, and if I'm gonna do this, where I'm really traveling pretty far, then I'm probably gonna need to put most of my stuff in storage, and then just live a nomad life, I guess. So I'm a new traditionalist. I don't know what that means, but let's just say when it comes to vaccines, I'm a traditionalist. So I'm not an anti-vaxxer, just for the record. I am not an anti-vaxxer. I just have been doing research on the different vaccines, and the one that I like the most is Novavax. And it's taken longer to approve because it takes longer to grow proteins than it does to do mRNA. So Wendy has a vaccine that turns you purple, and I have the one that makes you grow a tail. Okay, no, these will not make you grow tails and such, but like I said, and part of the problem is that I studied genetics and microbiology in college, so I know what happened with the mRNA technology, and I don't want to go into that, but for me, I'm a traditionalist, so I'm not ready for the new technology. It does look like it's valid technology. I wouldn't be surprised if the woman, was it Carolina Caroli, if she gets a Nobel Prize for the work she's done. And talk about a woman who has kept her resolve for decades. I mean, this woman has been doing research for like 30 some odd years, and even got demoted at one point because she wasn't able to get funding for her research. I mean, that, I don't even know if any of you know who's behind all the research, but she is freaking amazing. So in-laws have a Subaru parked in the driveway now. We welcome all vehicles. Okay. All right. I've got it on my list. I haven't talked to Fourth World Adam yet, and he's only like 3 hours away. So that would be kind of cool. But he has posted some really awesome photos of the Wenatchee Forest. And I was thinking anyway about going to a campground there. So the other thing I thought would be cool is to look at different campgrounds kind of along the way. And the only problem is internet access, right? And 5C or 5G and being able to do that. Oh, I see. The New Traditionalist is a Devo album. Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry, I didn't know. Okay. So anyway, I'm glad that you all think this is a good idea. And I'm sure my parents are going to be not too happy about it, but that's okay. They already know I kind of lead a nomadic lifestyle anyway, but my lease is up in July of this year. So if I need to put my stuff in storage and do this road trip thing and then come back and then, you know, see what happens. I don't know. I mean, I might just do day trips. That's the other thing. Maybe I'll start small, go visit Miss Tapcat, go visit you know, Glenn, or not Glenn, Fourth World Adam. Well, I might visit you too, Glenn. You're just in Austin, Texas. That's a long way. I just don't want to get on an airplane for a while. And I think driving around in my own little personal Lego bubble would be fun. Okay, so let me go to my down camera. Hopefully I can do this. My droid cam. There's my droid cam. Okay. So I have to do this a little differently today because for some reason things are not working as they should. And let me move my face a little bit farther up. Yeah, this is really weird, so bizarre. Okay, let's see. Thank you for your patience, by the way. You guys are awesome. And move this up. Oops. All right, droid cam. Let me move the droid cam down. Maybe that's the easier thing to do. So it's not covering my face up. Megan Lum, who's the ambassador for the Women's Brick Initiative, is in the Seattle area. Yeah, that's true. I mean, there are several. And Brickworm, I could just do a Brickworm interview. In fact, that might be the first one, is interviewing Brickworm in her garage while we're working on the platform for my Subaru. I don't know. I mean, who knows how this is going to turn out. But it looks like now that I've said it out loud, I think I'm kind of committed to this, right? Would hardly get a Subaru on the plane. Yeah, but the other thing that's cool, here's another one. Allie Perry lives on Bainbridge Island. So if you take a look at a map of the area, Bainbridge Island is a ferry ride away. So it would be kind of cool to be able to take the ferry over and visit with her, be in my Subaru, interviewing her with the 6 feet of social distancing, being able to broadcast that. I think that would be pretty cool. You have great internet, over 300 megabits. Whoa, okay, PT McEwen, I'm making a note of that. Excellent. You've got an in-law suite, and you have, and plus 300 megabyte download. Wow, that's cool. Looks like Beilug Jungle Moc collab. Well, I'm already listed for the Beilug Jungle collab. In fact, I've done a portion of that already. Okay, I have 3 MOCs that are in progress right now. The one that you're seeing in your down camera right now is getting ready for the Panda Monium at Bricks by the Bay. So I could bring this, and here, let me show you where I'm at the moment. Okay, so this, if you remember, this is the Waterfall Moc. Do you remember, some of you may remember I did this Waterfall Moc. Here, let me bring it closer to the camera there. So this Waterfall Moc, I really love this, but it has all of my burps. So if I want to make this panda cliff diving, I'm going to have to take this apart. And this is kind of what I've noticed for me is that I have some MOCs that I've kept for a long time. Like this one, I know this one's only a couple months old, but I think it's time to dismantle this. So my plan is to dismantle this and say goodbye and just say you were a good MOC while you were here. Like already this tree has fallen down. So I want to take the burps off of this and then put it onto my Mills base plate, which is over here. So this is the original Mills base plate that I had talked to you about, which is the Orphan base plate, right? I took this to BrickCon in 2019, and I had nothing to connect to. It was so sad. So I made this one. I made this on my stream not too long ago, and this actually connects really well. Let me see, where did I put the pins? All right, so I put the pins on, and oops, that's like pins. All right, so I put the pins on so I can connect this now. It's kind of hard because I'm hovering. Let me do this way. There we go. All right, so you can see, now that I'm using my tripod, this is a little bit better. So you can see how this is already coming together as a bigger landscape. So I was going to put the cliff here, and I know that Glenn had said I'm going to need to expand this. I could put another Mills module here if I wanted to. And yeah, take pictures to document the Lego art and then retire the MOC. Oh yeah, I've already taken pictures of this actually. I submitted it for a Tricky Bricks. I think it was, gosh, I want to say 4 or 5 months ago. So I do have pictures of it. And I had a couple people comment that that was one of their favorite MOCs that I did. And so I am sad to have it go, but I guess it's time because I'm going to need these burps. So you can kind of see when I look at this, that if I put the burps and I just take this big mountain and I just take it off and put it here, that could pretty much be the platform for the panda divers. So for those of you who missed it, we were talking about panda cliff divers. So anyway, I was really happy when I put this together, and I off stream I started looking at the pins, and I put the pins in, and you could see that it's now taking on this nice little river look. This, though, if I were to put this wouldn't be good for a picnic necessarily site. So I'm thinking for the collab, I may just use this module. So at least you see the big part. Looking at eBay, if I would sell your Lego coins in Ulysses, you can buy both the Daily Bugle and the R2d2. Well, yeah, I mean, that's a possibility if you wanted to. So the good news is the Orphan base plate now has something to connect to, but I'm thinking that I can take the burps and put them here and then put the panda divers here. And as you know, I mentioned this, that I had collected all the panda heads from the local Lego store, so I'm fully equipped with panda heads. And the other thing I already did is I took the Kung Fu panda or the Kung Fu boy and I put a panda head on it, but I need to replace his hands. Put maybe black hands or maybe put the black arms on this thing. So yeah, I've got plans. And I also kept the panda torso because I have to find Batmanda and Chubbin though. They're missing right now. But here's the panda torso. So yeah, I've got plans for the panda. This is going to be the panda campsite. And so one part of me said, you know what, I could maybe put this attached to it, but another part of me says, you know, that isn't really rustic enough for camping. That I think we'll just stick with this. And I already told them I would do a 32 by 32, so I'm halfway there. So the 3 MOCs that I have in progress, I have this one. I have the, behind me, I can show you my progress on my modular, which is the do this in your own style. And what is the third one? I have one more that's in progress that oh, actually I have 4. I've got the porta potty one that I have to do. Anyway, there's a lot that I have to do here. So you got to love a woman with a plan. Well, you know, I wouldn't say I'm a big planner. I do leave room for spontaneity as far as, you know, being able to go somewhere else if I wanted to. So here's the canoe. So remember I mentioned that there's a canoe in this campground, and this is the beach. And I did put studs in here, so there are places that I can attach this. And I think if I remember right, I'm either going to attach it here. Oops. Or maybe it was here. It's like I got to find the place on the back of the canoe. There we go. So there's this. I can put a rotator on it to rotate it, but at least I can attach it. Oops, I can attach it here. It's awesome how lucky you got. I know a ton of people who were disappointed from missing those items. Yeah, you're lucky. The Ulysses especially, my God. That, we don't want to get into that. Okay, so here's the other stud that I put here, and that one's only one stud, so I can rotate it around. So it looks like the canoe is on the beach or it's in the water, and we can have a couple pandas hanging out here. So this is pandemonium, and what I wanted to do is put the burps. So I'm going to say goodbye. I'm sad to say, but I'm going to have to say goodbye to my Waterfall Moc because I need the burps. And I could at least take the burps, I think, off of the back directly. And the other thing cool about this is this burp has a waterfall attached. Yeah, this came off in one piece. So check this out. It already has a waterfall. So, and it has this little tree thing. So if I can see how it looks, yeah, it's a little big, but I can adjust this, I think. Let's see, I'm looking at the bottom. Oh, yeah, see, the only problem is these burps are pretty wide. So I don't know if you can see that, but here, let me zoom in a little bit. So you can see that on the width, I don't think I can, let's see, this might be an addition. I think I added this. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I need to no, the river has to stay the right way. Or I can do what Glenn said. I can just add this portion and then, oops, let me zoom out again. R.I.P. Waterfall Moc, yes. But it survives as a waterfall too. I mean, this could be kind of cool, right? With the waterfall coming into the river and the pandas on top getting ready to dive, and have a couple of those translucent ones so that you actually see one suspended in mid-dive. You inspired us all and will be missed. Yes, I know. I know. Poor Waterfall Moc. Okay. So going back to what Glenn had said, maybe I need to have 2. So if I go back and connect these again, and then decide to put that burp in place, then we also have a bigger section for the pandas. But the other reason why I kind of didn't want to do a double is that means I'm going to have to populate this even more. But if I look at it this way, you still can't believe those coins became a thing. I know, it's crazy, huh? But you can see if I put this burp here, that is lots of space. And if I put it like right on the edge, then the pandas can dive into it. I mean, it could look super cool, but if I really want to hold true to the modular format, this still wouldn't work, because if you hold true to the modular format, you wouldn't have something like this crossing over. So, dilemma here. What do I do? Still no love for those fiat prints? Yeah, I'm not big on that. The other thing I forgot to mention in the design of this is I put an open section in the back because I used that Duplo lighted brick, and I put it here so that it looked like the water was sparkling because it was a flashing light. So that's another reason why I kind of like this like that. But it's not true to being modular. If I put this down, then these two have to stay together. I don't know. It might still hold true because from what I heard, if you're in a big Mills collab, then what you can do is as long as your outer edges can connect with others, then you're okay. And here's the other thing that's a little off standard is I have this, brown section or tan section, and I think theoretically I wasn't supposed to do that. I don't know. I'll have to go back and read the standard, but make a corner cliff on the bend of the river. Yeah, I think that's the plan. So thank you, PT. That's kind of where I was going, is that I think it's going to have to be a corner cliff. And also the snow, I think will have to change to like brush. That we'll have to put like bushes and foliage instead there. So yeah, so that's kind of the plan. So this is what I was going to work on today for today's stream. And if you want to see the update on the other one, I can show you that. But that's the plan for today. Yeah, I think the corner cliff makes sense. And if I can make the corner cliff with this little waterfall feature kind of coming down like that, I think that would be super cool. So I kind of want to keep that and then somehow angle this or make the turn. And there was some more from this mock. So I'm going to go ahead and just tear some of this apart. But the other piece that's on this mock is this mountain piece here. So I can take that portion off too. And I can perhaps work this around on the edge. So yeah, I think that's the plan. I think the cliff divers are going to be a reality. So thank you everybody for giving me that idea. Yeah, but I think the corner cliff, and that also makes it a centerpiece, right? When you see it, and when this connects to another Mills plate, they'll have, the greenery coming around, then they see this big cliff, and it makes this turn. And I'm even on the fence about whether I need to put the canoe here, because the canoe might even be distracting, right? Because it goes back to, what do you want people to focus on? And I kind of like this. The corner cliff is dope, yo. Yes, it's dope, yo. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I think that's what we're going to have to do. So just looking at this, here I'm going to look at it from the reverse side. That, yeah, this burp, I think this one's going to have to go. That didn't come off too badly. Yeah. Oops. Uh-oh. Don't want to destroy this. What did I do? How did I do that? It was in reverse. It was like this somehow. All right, let me turn this over and see if I can figure out what I did. Oh, okay. It's okay. I think this was residual from having this here. Oh, I think actually, was it up here? I can't remember. How did I attach that? Okay, it doesn't matter. It's going to be new. The kayak feels a weird scale for this mock. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the this is minifig scale though. So I think the problem is that the focus is really going to be this cliff, right? And this cliff that if we're going to make this corner kind of come around this way. And we need to maybe fill in this gap with this waterfall. Yeah, I think you're right, PT. I think the corner cliff is going to be dope. It's going to be totally dope, yo. Yeah, and this would also make it closer to the standard. I don't think it's still quite to the standard. I have to look it up because there's certain ways you're supposed to build cliffs and mountains. And then I think if I remember right, let me turn this sideways so you can see. Maybe I should pull the standard up in a window. How's that? Let me think. Yeah, I should do that. Okay, so if you look at it from this angle, you can see that this here, the way cliffs are typically done in mills, they're usually like a gradual slope. This thing goes straight up. So it's not quite to standard, but I think it'll still be okay. And I'm just gonna lightly secure this down just to kind of get a sense. But wow, that actually looks pretty darn good. As far as, here, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Because this, wow, that actually looks really good, just like that. Of course, you're right. I'm a guy. Just don't ask my wife. Oh my God, that's funny. Now you know why I'm disappointed in men. You know, maybe I do need to branch out. I don't know. I'm talking out loud. I'm being silly now. Here, let me just get this centered. Zoom out just a hair. Okay, there we go. You can build whatever you want as long as your outside edges mesh with other modules. Right, but if you look at the way the standard is, there is a cliff standard. And the cliff standard needs to be a certain way, so then that way when somebody else has a cliff, that the cliff aligns. So here, why don't I do this since I'm talking out loud, that if we go back to the website. All right, hold on a minute. Let me hide the droid cam for a second. There's the website. And let me pull up the Mills standard because it's Hispanet, I think. Mills Modular Integrated Landscaping System, Abalon. I keep forgetting. I wish they would just put Mills in there. Okay, so here's the standard. And you see how they have this way this hills are done? And this is the one I'm looking for, this guy here. So let's see if I can find it. But they usually talk about how the hills are supposed to be done a certain way. BTM1, let's see. Yeah, so here's another thing for cliffs and shorelines too. Yeah. So this is why if you're going to build mills, you do need to kind of, okay, hills. All right, soft elevations, main color modules green, our hills green color, predominant, okay. All right, so this is what they were talking about, the short profile, long profile, double long profile, and they can be combined. So if there was somebody I knew who was going to connect to my module and then we can align it that way, that could work. But this is what I was mentioning about how you have to have your hills kind of aligned. So here's some good examples here. This is a hill, null, short step. I know it sounds so complicated, but that's essentially what I kind of need to adhere to. So I think I could still do that, or maybe this hill, null, short, and full short step. Are you all following this? I can't see the chat right now. So yeah, I can go straight up on the cliff, right, on the cliff side, but on the side where it's connecting to the module, that's where I need to figure that out. Yeah, it's definitely, you know, it can be overwhelming, but this goes back to the collaboration, right? If you're collaborating with somebody, so if somebody here is registered for Bricks by the Bay and the, you know, let's go camping module, and you want to do mills, and you want to put a cliff in, or at least a small hill, because here, let me go back to the down camera. Too many rules. Well, but it goes back to it's a collaboration, right? Because if you don't have rules, then people will be all over the place. Here, let me go back to my down camera again. Where's my down camera? I know it, here it is. Okay, so if I go back to my down camera again, okay, so I think for tonight, we can focus on this portion right here and make the cliff a cliff. You know, we can do this, and I think this you know, I'll have to fill it in some more, but I think this is pretty close to what I'm gonna be doing. Here, let me see if I can angle this some more so you can see how this is coming together. So we have this little waterfall, which thankfully I've already made. So this is gonna be dope because I have this waterfall going right into the river. We can have the pandas up top as cliff divers. Let me see if I can angle this up a little bit more. Yeah, see, so I've got room to put pandas up here. And then, you know, there's lots of studs too. You can see all the studs here for connection pieces for pandas to be cliff diving. So yeah, I can't remember who came up with that idea, if that was Cornado or Glenn or Debo, one of you. It was a great idea. So I think what I'm going to do is I might be able to secure this down here, but I think you're going to laugh when you see this. I don't know why I came up with this idea, but there is a hubcap, or not a hubcap, a wheel well on the back. I think it's because it's one of the gray pieces I had and I needed it. So a little behind the scenes stuff for you. But I think, let me see, if I put this here, that's pretty close. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Make a second section with the cliff coming back down to ground level. Well, and that goes back to Glenn's earlier point, that if I were to extend this and make a second module, then I could do that and then it would connect. But I'm trying not to. That's kind of my point, is that I'm trying to just keep this within a 32 by 32 base plate. That's my plan. But I really like how this is going to come together. I might be able to put this somewhere here. I don't know. I'm trying to see where this came from. Like, where did this piece come from to begin with? Oh, I think this might be it. Is that right? Let's see. Double snot. Wow. What was I thinking? It's hard at this angle to really see this. Let me see if I can turn this a little bit. I don't even know. Yeah, there's connection points here. Let's start with this. Let's put this down first. Yeah, but I do think that this cliff is going to be awesome. And it's not connecting. I'm not sure why. It might be, why is this not connecting? There's two openings there. Okay, this is where the cell phone comes in handy. Nice little cave detail with the fender. Thank you. That wasn't actually the plan. The plan was just to have some dark gray. So I'm going to use my cell phone so I can look at the bottom of this and see if I can see what's happening here. Let's see. Reverse that. That's looking at the top of my ceiling. That's not what I want. Let's see if we can. Okay, so there's the bottom. I don't know if you can all see this. You can't see this. Here, let me zoom out. Okay. I don't know if this is a technique other builders do, but it helps me without having to lift up the thing. So I'm trying to connect this to those two plates, so, or those two anti-studs, or whatever you call them. So plan, splan. Okay. I can make a second and third section to collab with your section. Yeah, essentially I'd be collaborating with myself. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so let's go back to this. Should fit here. I mean, it's, and like I said, part of it is if you ever become a streamer, trying to do this upside down is, and for the camera at an off angle is not easy. Oh, okay. I think I got it. Okay, good. So now I got to find those translucent tiles. Where did I put those? Here's one of them. So this will work for now. Oops. Why is that not grabbing? I don't like this. Like I said, I'd rather build this in a regular way, but when you're streaming and building, it's, well, I could maybe do it this way. Let's try this. I need more wine. Be right back. Okay. All right, get your wine. Okay. Oh, this is coming along nicely. Kind of. Let's see. It's this weird. It's like, why is it not seating properly? I mean, it's just a standard. All right. You understand what I'm trying to do here. At least I hope you do. Okay, so this top one is secure, but for some reason this bottom one, okay, I'm just going to leave that. And let me zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. And see if I can turn this. So one huge benefit coming out of this is I have an extra burp left over, which I didn't think I would, which is great. Okay, so I know my Brickanista lower third is kind of in the way. Let me see if I can hide that. Okay, that's a little bit better. Yeah, so now what I just did is I put that there. So now I still have this open stud, so I'm looking for a 1x2. And I have the benefit of taking apart a mock is that you have lots of spare parts over here. So it looks like I have a couple of 1x2s in dark blue over here. The other thing too, you notice that this is dark blue, and the dark blue is a standard for mills. So if you're used to light blue, then you will not be happy with this. I might need a 1x1. Unless this will fit. Actually. Okay. Oops. Think. Like I said, this is a really awkward way to build. Building and streaming. Okay, I'm gonna turn this way just because it's easier. And I'll fix it later. You're heading out? Okay, good night, Debo. Take care. Hey, Steven, how are you? No problem. Good to see you here. So, PT wants me to build pieces to mesh with yours. I might be able to manage it by the time you get here. Now, this is going for Bricks by the Bay. So, this is a California thing. So, you've been voluntold. I don't think so. No, I think we have plenty of builders who are part of this Let's Go Camping collab. So it's just a matter of, I think I need to reach out to them and say, hey, I might be doing a road trip in July to Bricks by the Bay. And if I do, like I said, I really don't want to stay in a hotel, especially right now. And Bricks by the Bay is going to be virtual anyway, so maybe I'll be hanging out with PT. I'll be hanging out with PT. So PT, put down the weekend of Bricks by the Bay, reserve that for me, because that might be the time I'll be swinging by. But you're going to sleep? Okay, no problem. Yeah. But so if I end up doing this road trip in my little Subaru camper van thing, then what I can do is kind of like do the circuit in the Bay Area, because I have a couple of friends that are there. I also have a cousin who lives in San Francisco. I might be able to hang out in her driveway. So it's kind of like, do you have a parking spot in your driveway, and do you have internet that I can attach to? Come on down for Bricks by the Bay. Yeah, I'm actually, this is the benefit of having a face plant on April 22nd, is that I was telling myself that I've been leading too sheltered a life. to be honest. And I use the word pathetic. That was a little strong, but I've just been very reluctant to get out there. So now I'm like, my life could have ended 2 days ago. If I had a severe concussion, or you've seen those movies where somebody falls and they hit their temple and then that's it and their life is over. That nearly happened to me 2 days ago. So it was a big wake up call. So I said, you know what? If I could figure out how to carry my Lego with me, or at least a portion of it. I clearly can't take my whole collection. But if I can do that and stream and be in my camper, my Subaru camper, that would be kind of cool. So that's what I'm thinking. So, reservations made. Okay, that's where I'll be. Oh, I should ask, do you have cats? Because I'm allergic to cats. Which will be fine, because I could still park in your driveway, and then I can just use your restroom. But I'm really allergic to cats. I start wheezing. So mid-June seems ambitious. I fix up the Subaru by then, but I like being surprised. It's the middle of April. I mean, having a month and 6 weeks? I think it's doable in 6 weeks, because even at a minimum, if I don't build the platform, they have inflatable mattresses. Like a twin inflatable mattress is really all I need. And that will fit into the back of a Crosstrek. I've already seen a few YouTube videos where they've done that. And then really the biggest part I have to figure out is the electronics. I think the actual sleeping, you do have them, but did you go see the doc? As far as, did I go see the doctor? Okay, I don't know what you're sorry about. Are you sorry that you have cats? Yes. Or are you sorry that I almost lost my life 2 days ago? So, I don't know. So PT, I do want to chat with you, because I think that would be a great situation, because being able to park in your driveway, use your internet, and use your restroom with your private entrance thing, that sounds really good. We do, but they live in the master bedroom. They do not go downstairs, especially the suite. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. Because like I said, I found this out. My allergy to cats, I found this out when I first had a roommate in college. Because I never had cats growing up. And then I moved in with this woman who had 2 cats. And then it turned out I had allergies, and it was awful. It was absolutely awful. Then you're overthinking the fix-up. Yeah, you are overthinking the fix-up. The biggest issue I need to figure out is how to stream on the road. That's the biggest issue. And I figured out a portion of it already, and that's the jackery. Sorry to ask, but did you see the doctor? Yeah, I did. I posted an update on Instagram. So I went to urgent care yesterday. So I made an appointment around 1 p.m. and they checked my spine. They looked at my eye. They looked at all my bruises and everything. And yeah, they said I'm okay. The only thing is I need to see an eye doctor, because I still have some flashing in my eye, and they think it's probably a potential retinal tear. They didn't see it in the office, but they said, an ophthalmologist will be able to dilate my eye and look in there and see if there's something that needs to be done. So yeah, I did see the doctor per my followers' requests. So thank you. Everybody, you guys have been awesome. Just, thinking about me and making sure I'm okay. So thank you. Thank you so much. But yeah, so it was a wake-up call. And then, my parents have wanted to see me for a long time. And if I do this road trip thing going to Arizona, I'm going to have to stop places along the way. So I think I'm going to map some places out, do some interviews, take a look at some campgrounds. There's just so many things that you can do with a Subaru. I mean, I've been in shock. I mean, I've had a Subaru for a while, and now I'm so excited to be able to do this. And the other thing that I have is I have a mountain bike. So I might also take my mountain bike with me and get like a bike rack in the back, so I can put the mountain bike back there. Good that you saw the doc. Yeah, Robbie and I were worried. Yeah, I did. I know. Several of you were worried about me. I really appreciate that. And you probably noticed I didn't go to the I didn't go to Sort Lug last night because first of all, it's pretty chaotic there, and even on a good day, it gives me a headache sometimes. So, you know, having recovering from this, I've been resting a lot. I did go to Bricks LA, the Bricks brunch thing today, a little bit, and I didn't talk much because I just wasn't in the mood to chat. But anyway, so looking at this I'm gonna lift this up because this is looking pretty dope, yo. I need to fill this in right here. Ooh, I should check. Now that I took that other burp off, I wonder if this burp will fit now. Because this burp could fit. And yeah, actually that's a better burp. It's more filled in if I put this one in instead. But thank you. No, you don't have to apologize for asking. That's really sweet. Thank you so much, PT. And see, that's the thing. I earlier said, and I apologize if this offended anybody, that I said I live a pathetic life. That the first person I have to call is a Lego person. I mean, I meant that in jest. I was trying to it was my poor attempt at self-deprecating humor, saying that I don't have anybody special in my life to look after me. So I was just trying to say that, you know, instead of calling a husband or a boyfriend, I was like, can you call the police or an ambulance for me, Brickworm, if something happens? Yeah, but that just shows you what a great friend she is. That she said, absolutely. She said, and, you know, and then Glenn hung with me after that. All right, so this is actually working out well because now I only have a small gap to fill here. Here, I'll lift this up. It might be easier to see if I lift this up for you. So now I put the big burp in, and then I can fill this in a little bit with smaller wedges and slopes. Brick's brunch was nice. Yes, I liked it. It was so calm. I mean, and I don't know if it's because, you know, just things have just gotten so chaotic with the other sort lug, but it is, yeah. So anyway, I think this looks really good because this will be the front, and then I need to fill this in here. And if I fill in these gaps over here, and then I could put some pandas up top. Yeah, this is looking really, really good for a landscape. Now the other thing I need to change is that I have a lot of these white, and this is where Ikluk comes in handy. So, hello, I'm here to help. So he can help me get rid of some of these white snow caps, because I had made this originally like a snow-capped mountain, and you know, I think for this, since it's kind of like a camping summer vacation kind of thing, and I need places for the pandas to be able to dive off of the cliff, I'm going to need to do that. So I'm just going to take these guys off. Yeah, I know. It was really sweet. Everybody was so amazing on Thursday. While I was putting those frozen blueberries on my face. Yeah, probably not one of my finer moments, but okay. I don't know. Part of me thinks maybe I should leave a few of the white ones there just to kind of make it almost look like foam or something. But I've got a lot of white pieces on here. I'll turn it to the camera in just a second. Okay. So now we've got this, and now I can put some greenery around the edges, I think. We still got this one cheese wedge here. There we go. Okay, so the white is off now. And then I could put some greenery here. Yeah, I really liked the brick brunch today. And for those of you who don't know what brick brunch is that for people who had attended the Bricks LA, that this was like a follow-up call, that people who had attended Bricks LA, we were just kind of reminiscing and reconvening and just chatting with each other again. And John Byer was there from Lego, which was super cool. So now what I'm doing is I'm just taking this apart for the pieces so I can put these kind of to fill the gaps. So I'm just kind of looking at how the gaps might be filled. Yeah, it was super nice. I was really stoked by that because I think, I mean, I like Sort Lug. I mean, it's a great group that gets together, but I also think that it's gotten out of hand. I just think that some people just don't know when to stop talking, you know? It's like, I really wish there was a way to control that, and I don't know what the answer is, but okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of looking at where I can fill in the gaps. And maybe if I turn it this way, it might be easier to see. Oops. Maybe put the white pieces at the bottom of the falls. Yes. Good idea, Glenn. All right. So this is going to be better for you, but a little harder for me. Just to see if I can put this down. But yeah, let me see if I can split the difference. I can still see it, and you can see it too. Yeah. I like how this is shaping up. So you see how I'm closing the gaps that are there? There's still some up top over here, but I think the bottom one is not too bad. I think I could probably put maybe something else here. And I can also maybe even make the water come around this way a little bit. I kind of want to keep it on one side though, because I think the fun part about this is having all those pandas cliff diving. And the other thought I had was that, let me see, where's that panda boy? Is that if I had, for example, one of them like popped up here in the water like this. Like, he just finished diving and he just came up, you know, something like that. Oops. Here, let me lift that up. He's like just finished. And then we have, where's the other one? Here, let me just do a test. Well, I've got this. I need a panda head. Let's see. Let me grab a generic head from over here. Yeah, so this whole road trip thing, if I go to visit my parents and decide to stay there for a little bit, but leave some of my stuff here, I don't know. It's going to be tough because I also have my clients that I have to manage and help. It's the whole internet access piece, which is the trick. So here's the panda guy, and if we let's try to see if we get this ready for the cliff diving kind of look. I'm sorry I'm laughing so hard, but I just think this is hysterical. Here you go. You can take a look. He's like getting ready to dive off. I probably should move this one out of the way so he's got room to dive. we have this one over here. Talking with Jen and I are the quiet ones. Yeah. Some people do talk a lot, but you learn some things. Yeah. I mean, I like the group, but I just think there was a time where I was trying to ask Robbie a question. And I said, Robbie. And then everybody kept talking over me. And then Robbie said, did somebody call me? I said, yeah, that was me. I sent you a direct message. And then all of a sudden, the whole room got quiet. It was kind of like, you know, you could have done that earlier. You know? Yeah. So anyway, so the cliff divers are going to be a reality. I think this is hilarious. I think what I need to do is also get one of those translucent rods and attach it so it looks like the panda is like mid-dive. You're welcome to stay 2 weeks. After that, we charge rent. At least that is what I tell my in-laws. Now, I don't think I would stay that long because, like I said, what I'm thinking might happen is I might drive down to Scottsdale, which is where my family is, and stay there for, I don't know, a couple months or something, and then come back and then do the reverse. But I would want to do this. See, the biggest problem is I really don't want to go to Arizona in the middle of summer. And so the problem I have right now is that Bricks by the Bay is in what, June, July? And that's not too bad being in the California, but once you get to, going to Arizona, it gets really hot. And so the other part of the camping that I've been looking into is there's this thing called a rhino rack that you can put on top of your car and that you pull it out and it makes instant shade for you. Yeah, so I mean, like I said, these are all brainstorming things that I'm doing right now, but the number one thing I have to do is the electronics. I have to figure that out. So anyway, so the cliff divers, I could also make this more kind of upright. So that way it looks you're getting ready to fly off that cliff. Oh my God, this is hilarious. Greedo, we were just talking about you, Robbie. How are you? Great to see you. No, trust me, PT, I definitely wouldn't stay for 2 weeks. I'm thinking probably most of my stops would maybe be 1 to 2 days max, where I would, maybe 3. It depends on where they are. Because the other thing I want to do is I want to actually do camping. Like one of the places that I would like to go is Yosemite. So I'm thinking that I'll have to look at a map where you are in Highland, but after Bricks by the Bay, I'm thinking I might want to go to Yosemite and camp in my car, reserve a campground so that I could camp in my car and then do some Lego. But the thing is, it goes back to the internet. I've got to map my route so I know I can get internet access, or at least maybe get somewhere where I can maybe even just do the stream like at a local, parking lot at a Starbucks and then go back to the campground, something like that. Yeah, Robbie's here. So Robbie, just to give you an update, I did go to the doctor. So PT was asking. I went to an urgent care clinic. So I went to the urgent care clinic because honestly, I don't want to go to the hospital right now. By the way, were you there, PT, when Creative Snail was talking about her friend? Her friend had to go for a cancer treatment at a hospital, and he went into the hospital negative. He came out of the hospital with COVID. So I don't really want to go to big hospitals right now. That's why I really like the urgent care clinics. So that's looking great. Like I said, I still need to fill this in a little bit. Yosemite is about 5 hours north of you. Okay. And how far are you from what is it? It's like San Jose and some of those places. I think you're closer to Sacramento. Is that right? Or are you closer in the valley? I'm trying to remember because you're a member of Tylug. So are you closer to Fresno or whereabouts? Because maybe I would hit Yosemite first and then come down your way. Yes, got COVID. Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy? The guy has cancer and has to go for cancer treatments in the hospital. And then he goes to the hospital. He's COVID free. And then he catches COVID while in the hospital. And I'm like, that's why, when I was thinking about what I wanted to do to get my checkup a couple days ago or yesterday, Yosemite is 30 minutes from Coronado. Oh, really? Okay. Coronado. Well, I already told Coronado. I have a friend who's in Manteca. So yeah, I will definitely stop and say, and hang out with Coronado for a little bit too, if he wants. He may not want that. Like I said, my friend is in Manteca, so I know I can hang out with her. But yeah, I think you're in Southern California. Okay, so you would be kind of on the tail end as I'm getting ready to go into Scottsdale, because I know it's about gosh, I want to say it took me 4 hours, I think, from LA to Phoenix, something like that. Trying to remember, because when I usually go to visit with my family when I was in Petaluma, I would stop in Fresno or Bakersfield overnight, and then I would drive from there to Phoenix. And I seem to remember from 2 hours east. Oh, okay. I was going to say, I didn't think it was 30 minutes from you, but because my friend lives in Manteca, and I think you're pretty close to Manteca. So, but yeah, 5 hours from Scottsdale. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So I think that might work out well, is that I could hang out with you on my last leg before I go visit with my family. Because if I drive all that way, I know my family's going to say, "You're staying here for a couple weeks at least." And then I can maybe catch you on the way back. Maybe on the way back. We'll talk through the logistics. I'm glad you're feeling better. Yes, I am definitely feeling better. I'm feeling more myself. And I was talking about, I think my vegan diet actually helped. Okay, so here, check this out. Is that we've got the panda in the water. We've got the panda hanging on the cliff. How is 2 hours east of you? It's 2 hours east of me in the Tri-Valley, maybe. I drive too fast. Oh my God, what if we did a camping trip in Yosemite and just had a bunch of people hanging out together? Oh my God, we should do that. We should totally do that. I don't know. I don't know if you guys are into camping or not, but I think that would be so much fun. That could be the first, like, Brickanista road trip. We can all hang out and go camping together in Yosemite. You could ride a bike to Manteca. He's the next town over. Oh, really? It's that close. Wow. Well, I tell you, my friend would be very upset with me. She was my very first friend since kindergarten. She lived across the street from me when we both grew up in Daly City. So you grew up in Livermore? Yeah. So Dorn would be like, "You were in Manteca and you didn't say hello to me." She would be all over me for that. So yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely will visit. But wouldn't that be cool to plan a like a tricky lug camp trip, a real camp trip, like somewhere in Yosemite? Oh my God, that would be amazing. I haven't been to Yosemite in years, and I don't know if I ever told you this story about my parents. What were you saying about me earlier? Oh, I was talking about how sort lug gets so chaotic. I was trying to ask you a question, remember a couple weeks ago? And you said, "Who said my name?" And I said, "I said your name. I just sent you a text because I couldn't say anything." And then everybody got quiet after that. And that's when I said, yeah, you know, sort lug is great because, you know, you get all these people from all around the world, but when people want to talk, it is just trying to get a word in edgewise can be very, very frustrating. Okay, so I just saw a plan of attack here. See, I have a lot of these 1x slopes that I can use to fill in some of these gaps. So I'm going to have to figure out how can I do this so you can also see what I'm doing. Okay, I think this one can go in here. Possibly. No. No. I think I'm gonna need I'm gonna need a stack of 1x's because that could work. I don't know. Does that look weird? Let me hold this up for the camera. It looks weird from the bottom, but I can always fill that in from the bottom too. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. I just put in this slope right here because that was looking kind of weird. And I was wondering if this jutting out looks kind of strange. You have lots of camping equipment, do lots of hiking in your younger years, then car camping. Now you're all about hotel resorts. I think I told you this on a previous stream that my friends call me the princess camper. That I like camping at a one of those cottages where you have the restroom right there. But with COVID, I'm like, you know, I wouldn't mind just being in my car, you know? But yeah, you enjoy the valley. Yeah, I tell you, some of the most beautiful parts of California are right in there. Okay, I'm going to do it this way. I'm actually holding this up, and I have a couple of different slopes and things that might work. I'm just trying to fill this gap here, so you can see that there is, let me see if I can get this into the camera frame. So there's this gap that I'm trying to fill right in here. So without making it look too square. You haven't been to California since 2006 for your honeymoon. Wow. Well, I don't know. I'm just talking out loud. You know, maybe it's a silly thing to think about, but I think that might be kind of cool. A tricky lug camping trip, a real camping trip. Yes, one of the things I loved is when I had a dog, is that I would take my dog to a variety of different places. And one time we were invited to go camping, and he just loved it. I mean, he would sit there and watch the campfire along with everybody else, and he would hang out with the other dogs, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then when I did the cross-country road trip with him, we stopped in this Tahlequah. And I think for those of you who follow me on Twitch, I was mentioning this to one of my followers there on Twitch, Technic0990, and he's from Oklahoma. And so we stopped in Oklahoma and went to this, what do you call it, a Cherokee Heritage Center. And I asked them if I could bring my dog, and they said as long as the dog's well behaved. And I have these photos of Logan sitting around on the bottom of the kiva, which is like the big main hut. Yeah, thinking of silly things is good for you. Okay, okay, good. You are overdue to come to California. Yeah, I am. Well, so the other thing about this Cherokee Heritage Center is that I learned a lot about just their culture, and I had mentioned to them, I gave them a donation for the bird clan, because my company is called 1000 Cranes. If you're wondering what I'm doing, is I'm tearing this apart to get to some of these slopes. So I have eClick helping me here with this. Yeah. No, it's been an interesting road, I will say that. And like I said, it was a wake-up call. Just so as you know, I use this technique a lot for making little walls. And for those of you who are not familiar with this can also turn into a circle. Oops, if you don't bend it too much. But it's very, very simple. It's just 1x2s and these studs. And I just happen to have a lot of these colors, so that's why I tend to do this a lot. So people know my method. But yeah, but I'm just looking at ways to fill in this gap here, and also put in some cheese slopes that are going to be, yeah. I just have this one thing that's underneath that's kind of jamming me up. So I might have to, let me see if I could do it this way. If I pull this out and put it in from behind like that, I wonder if that will work. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna have to show you, I think, this way. So all I'm doing right now is I'm kind of filling in these gaps here to make it more cliff-like. But I do think it's looking really good. And the waterfall area here, I still need to fix that. I need to put some snot bricks. Oops, sorry, this camera angle is a little weird for me. Yeah, I need to put some snot bricks so I can add to the waterfall here. So if I do that, is it possible to have the minifig legs sticking out of the water? Oh, I think so. Let me see. So you want the minifig legs sticking out like they just dove. Oh, that's a great idea, Joel. Here, let me look for the legs. I just took the body off, but the legs sticking out. I think, does that mean I have to take the hips off? Because you think, I'm trying to think, how would I do that? You're meaning like this, right? So that the legs are sticking up? Anything is possible. How would I do that? I have studs here, like I could, but you're right, if I could have because you know that, Fourth World Adam actually took the hips off of this, but I don't think I want to do that. Maybe if I put, what would I have to put here? I would have to put so that it's coming up like this. Oops. Physical challenges. Build up some splashing water around the legs. Yeah, that's a great idea. Okay, but first I need to figure out how to attach this. So I almost need like an Apollo stud, maybe? Yeah, because a regular stud will fit. This is a cone, but I could probably put a regular stud. I have these translucent studs that I might be able to put here. But the thing is attaching it. Oh, actually, that won't work. I will have to use cones. All right, let's see. This is really unusual. So I have these cones. So they're the translucent water ones. So maybe if I put an Apollo stud, maybe I have to. That's the trick. What would I do to attach that? All right, now you have me thinking. What am I gonna do? I have a brown Apollo stud here. Will this work? Possibly. It's like, oh, hey, Lena, how are you? Good to see you. Have you been here and you saying good night? Have you been here the whole time? I haven't seen you. I didn't see you in the chat. Sorry. Sorry for derailing my build. No, this is all part of the build. No, don't be sorry at all. I'm actually glad you mentioned it because now, okay, so I have these cones. So I have an attachment point, which is great. And this could be, you know, splashing in the water going down. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's the thing is these hips and these are wider than a stud. So you have to kind of bring it down. But I'm trying to think, what would I connect to the top of this? I could, yeah, no, this isn't derailing at all. This is good. This is exactly why I stream, because I wouldn't have thought of that on my own. I don't think, or maybe I would have. But it goes back to how do you solve some problems while doing that. The only problem with this is that it's too high out of the water. Well, maybe not. I mean, it'll stand on its own. I could do that. It's a great idea. It's just trying to think how would I get that in there. Here's another thought. Ooh, can't really get into that. I was trying to get this. Let me see if that other trick works. Let's see if we. Sometimes if you put in, yeah, that pulls that up. I don't know. I mean, yeah, there's two studs there that I could attach to with something else. It lowers it a little bit. Or I can work on it off stream. But I do like that idea. Especially since they're panda divers. We have to think about that. So, have you been lurking this whole time, Lena, and you didn't say anything? Okay. All right, let's see. Oh, wow. I've been streaming for 2 hours and 20 minutes already. Okay, I'm going to come back to that, Joel, but thank you. Don't apologize for that, please. That was a great idea. Fantastic idea. I just have to figure out how to execute it. So that's the thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do, since I've already been streaming for 2 hours and 20 minutes, let me go back to this. And, oops. All right, so I'm going to go back to this side over here. So I did fill in this gap a little bit. I think, did I move this out? Was this out farther? Or is that correct? I'm trying to remember, I think. Yeah, I think that's correct. Okay, so what I'm just trying to do is fill these gaps in. And I do have these little slopes too, so that's going to help. So I can, and I can also use like little flowers and things, because that's the other thing about this, is that it's if you look at other foliage and such, like I have this from the Waterfall Moc, that I could put this somewhere in here possibly. I don't know, these spikes though take up a lot of room. Yeah, that's probably not going to work. Those spikes are pretty out there. Okay. I think what I'll do is I'm going to fill in a little bit here, but I'll probably have to come back to this off stream. And I also see a big problem here. As you can see that there's these open studs, because I'm using one of those like brickhead 2 by 2, 1 by 2 by 2, I think. And I could probably replace that with some snot bricks, because that's in the way. Those studs now are starting to block anything I could put in there. So I think what I'll do is I will just finish this up here with a couple of slopes, I think. I think I have a few slopes that I can add, and call it a night. But it sounds like you guys are down for the idea of me doing the camping thing, where I go convert my Subaru and start taking it on the road. And like I said, I think what I'm going to do is, just to start off small, is I'm going to just think about doing this locally. Like tomorrow, if I get adventurous, it will probably be in the parking lot of a Starbucks. And I have just the Starbucks that I'm thinking about that might work. Sorry, I know this is out of frame. I gotta go grab some 1x1s behind me. Yeah, I have to figure out the broadcasting technology. I know it's doable. And like I said, I worked at Cisco for a while, so I have some networking skills that I can put to my disposal. And this will be good too, because this next piece, I'm putting this in here, but the next piece after this will actually stitch this burp to this burp, and that's this guy. This little 1x2 slope. And I think if that holds it, that holds everything together, which would be great. And that looks kind of nice too. I think I have to take the squareness out of here. That's a little square. But yeah, I think it's coming together. This is going to be good. This is going to be really good. Yeah. And I think if you tuned in the Tricky Bricks, you know they've talked about how burps are a great way to break the square or build a mountain pretty quickly. Yeah. Let's see. Where's that slope I was looking for? And once again, these could also be places where I put some foliage. These are way too big. They're not going to fit anywhere on here. So I'm going to have to look for something else. Yeah. No, this is coming together. It's coming together nicely. Okay, I have some slopes here. Let me see if I put this one here. That might be good. Go, panda, go. Yeah, these pandas are, I do like this whole idea of cliff divers, though. And then once again, I didn't have that idea. It came from the stream, so thank you. I do think of this as a collaborative build. Okay. So I put this little cheese wedge there to kind of give it a more of a rounded look, because it is kind of blocky otherwise. And I'm just going to put this back here. We'll come back to this possibility of having, well, this one is over here, so maybe the one with the the feet up in the air goes here once I figure out how to do that. Gray, brown, green cheese slopes for the burps. Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Green, gray, brown, and green. I have lots of cheese slopes. Okay, that's a great idea. Okay, let me go grab my cheese slopes behind me. See, this goes back to if I do the road trip thing, I'm not going to be able to do stuff like this where I can actually do a mock. So I'm a little apprehensive about doing a big road trip like that, but I may do. I'll have to map it out. Maybe I'll do it like for 3 weeks. That won't be too bad because I can leave everything here. I don't have to pack everything up, and then I can go down for a couple weeks, come back. It wasn't silent last night. Oh, okay. Just call us your artificial stream of consciousness. Okay. I don't think you're artificial. Okay, so I have lots and lots of cheese slopes. But I think you're right, Glenn. Green. I also have 1x2s. I have a ton of 1x2s. Look at all these I have. I got a lot of 1x2s. Okay, so I think you're right. I think if we're going to fill in this here, let's just set aside some of these green ones. I'll put them, where should I put these so you can see them? I'll put them over here. Yeah, I mean, this may not even happen. Like I said, it's all stream of consciousness thinking, but who knows? If it does happen, I'm sure I'll be one of the few Lego streamers who's done Lego streaming on the road, not in a hotel, in a camper, down in the van, down by the river. How many pandas are you going to have in the scene? There's going to be a lot, because I think we're going to have at least 3 pandas on the hill. We'll have 2 in the water, and then we're going to have some on, in the campground area. I'll be a pioneer for road trip mocking. Well, that goes back to, will it be mocks or sets? Because what I could do is all the rebrick challenges. I could definitely do the rebrick challenges on the road. It's just, can I do a mock? Or what would I need to take with me to do a real true mock on the road? I don't know. That seems, I think now that I'm talking out loud, I think I'm gonna have to do this where it's only like a 2-week journey, 2 or 3 weeks. So it takes me, maybe I stop along the way and then get to Scottsdale, hang out with my parents, and then come back. So maybe I'm gone from Seattle for like 3 weeks. Because I think that it would be really hard for me to pack everything up and do like a big road trip and such. I think you can be the reason for the Lego Subaru partnership. Yeah, I would be like, so when did this trend of mocking on the road happen? It was like this crazy woman in Seattle, you know, took a face plant and then she started renovating her Subaru and taking it on the road with her to mock and meet with AFOLs on the road. Actually, that would be kind of fun, is to have just like little quick interviews with AFOLs, you know, on the road. So it might be, maybe it's AFOL interviews and rebricks, where you can go into a store and get a small set, build it, and then rebrick it. Then I don't have to carry a lot of, you know, inventory with me. I think that's probably what would happen. I don't know. Is there any other streamer doing that right now? Would I be the first? I don't know. There might be somebody doing that already. But like I said, if I were to do this, I would probably I'd have to check, because there's also the whole thing with the vaccine. I think I'm going to do day trips first. I think that's what I'll do. I'll do day trips to do proof of concept. Kind of like how, you know, Dan is doing his proof of concept of all of his Philistruder that he's doing. Ninjago Ramen, how are you? Welcome. Hey Gary, it's a great story for introduction meeting for the Lego Subaru collaboration. Okay, I guess we're gonna make that happen, right? The Subaru collaboration with Lego. The Subaru never left the yard. She hit her head pretty hard. No, don't say that. Don't say that I'm like, this is all a dream. I'm still unconscious in front of that AM PM. That would be awful. No, don't say that. No, no, no. Don't tell me I'm living this fantasy. I'm actually in I'm in a hospital room right now thinking that I'm streaming. You remember you messaged me on Tiago Catarina's live streams. Yes. Hi, Ninjago Ramen. Thank you for joining. Welcome. Are you in Portugal as well, or are you what city are you based in? What we're talking about, if you're wondering, if you just joined the stream, I hit my head really hard. I face planted on my cheek 2 days ago. So Thursday night, an hour before I was going to stream, I hit my head really hard, and you know, I was really worried. I thought, you know, if I had a severe brain injury, I could lose consciousness. I could have slurred my words. It could be a lot of things too. I'm all a figment. That's so sad. Don't say that. That's like, I'm like in the Matrix right now. I'm just imagining this is all happening. No, no, no. Positive vibes. Don't make me demote you from being a mod, Cornado. Don't make me do that. You're from India. Oh, welcome. Great to have you here. I'm in the hospital room acquiring COVID. Yeah, no, hospitals. I was talking to this woman who was doing the scheduling, and I was trying to explain to her. I didn't want to go through this whole story, but I first made an appointment with my regular doctor, but she wasn't in, so they assigned me to somebody else. And then I got an immediate call back from her, I guess, nurse/assistant saying, you need to go to the emergency room. And I said, well, my appointment's at like 1 or 2, so if I really need to go to the emergency room, can't she like evaluate me and then decide, instead of just sending me to the emergency room? Because I really don't want to go to a big hospital right now, especially with COVID. And then the blue pill or the red pill, yeah. So So anyway, so I had this conversation with her, and I just said, look, I really don't want to go to like a big, ER room. And plus, when you go to the ER, if you're not exhibiting severe emergency symptoms, like if you got a gunshot wound or something, they're not going to see you right away. They're going to keep you in the waiting room for a long time. So she goes, well, that's what the doctor said. So I said, okay, keep my appointment for now. I will call you back. So I ended up calling this different group. And then I talked to this really wonderful woman. Her name's Caroline. And I explained to her what was going on. I said, look, I think I'm okay. I can talk to you on the phone. I have a good memory. I don't have memory loss, I think. And I just want somebody to check, to make sure nothing is broken and, that I'm actually okay, and the flashing in my eyes. And so she says, you know what, I understand exactly how you feel, because I don't like going to hospitals either. So she told me about this urgent care clinic. So I went to the and she goes, you could even make an appointment online. So I made my appointment online to the urgent care clinic, and they were awesome. And they were exactly what I needed, because they had laboratory facilities on site. They had a scanning machine that if they needed to scan me, they could. For heartburn. No, you don't know what the purple pill is for, Cornado? Even I know what the purple pill is for. Okay, you're going to have to explain it to him, Glenn. I'm surprised you don't know this, Cornado. Well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. If you don't need it, then you wouldn't need the purple pill. But let's just say certain men require a purple pill when they're. Let's just leave it at that. All right. So going back to my story, is that I made this appointment with urgent care. They were phenomenal. I mean, and there were like 3 people in the waiting room. They told me to wait in my car until I got called. So they registered me and they called me. I walked in. I only had to deal with, I think, 2 or 3 people max. Took all my vital signs. And then I think he's either an intern or a nurse practitioner, but then he came in to see me and he looked at my bruises, he checked my cheek, he checked my knee, and then I told him I fell, and that he looked at my eyes and he said, yeah, I don't think you need a brain scan or anything. And he also checked my spine to make sure that there was no injuries to my spine. So yeah, I got checked out and I'm feeling really good. But yeah, so anyway, okay, so I think, all right, now that we've got all of these different colors, I think we'll start kind of peppering this, because I need to leave spaces for the cliff divers. In fact, maybe I'm going to grab a couple minifigs that I have handy just for placeholders, because I have the panda heads, but I don't have all of the the outfits. Or actually, this outfit will work out great. I just have to replace the Viagra is blue. No, there's another one that's a purple pill. Cialis, I think. One of them's purple. So that's what I thought you were referring to. Were you referring to something else, Glenn? And how do you know Viagra is blue? Anyway. All right, so here's a placeholder. And I just looked at this. This would be great for a campground. I'll just have to replace the arms with the black arms so that this could work. This would totally work. So I can put, let's see. I don't think we want one run at the very top, but I think, we could fit one there. We got panda divers. I mean, this is just hilarious. Yeah, I think just the 3 is probably 2 on the cliff and then 1 in the water, and maybe, like Joel said, have 1 with the feet up in the air. I think that's hysterical. That's really funny. Okay, so and maybe I'll put 1 more over here on this side. So I'll lift this up so you can look at it. Oh, I thought there was a purple pill. Do a Google on Cialis. Cialis might be the purple pill. Okay, so you see that we've got this as a placeholder here. I think we could probably put one more. I think a third panda on top would be great. So let me grab another, I think I have another minifig close by that I can use. And like I said, these are placeholders, so. Or, you know, the other thing, once I find Chubbin, I think Debo was calling this Chubbin's Drop. And maybe put Chubbin in here somewhere. I'll have to do that once I find him. So like I said, it's a bit of a chaotic mess right now. Okay, I'm going to use this one, I think. I've got the guy from the Rat, Year of the Rat. This one. So I'm going to, and this one has black hands already, but let me put a panda head on them. Wasn't referring to any real pill, just the little both in the matrix. Yeah, but one of you said the purple pill. It was you. Yeah, Glenn, you said the purple pill. Oh, I see. You were combining the blue and the red. I thought you were referring to, you know, anyway. I think maybe we'll have this one like he's climbing up. Here, let me show you what I have in mind. So we've got this one kind of climbing up the hill. Here, let me angle this. So we got this one kind of climbing up the hill. We got these two getting ready to jump. We got the one in the water that already jumped. Nexium is the purple pill. Oh, I see. So that's what you mean by heartburn. Okay. Okay. See, I'm a woman, so I don't have to take the pills. So, do you have a transparent action stud that was introduced? Yes, I actually do have some of those. Actually, what I thought for that, instead of using the action stud, was I was thinking about using a transparent, let me see if I have it behind me. I was thinking about using one of these, where if I attach it right, that it looks like, for here, let me see if I can do it with this one. If you attach it to the back, so you can have it kind of like diving like that. But the thing is, I would have to figure out how to attach it up here on this side. I wish this was shorter. If I had a shorter one of these, that would be better. But you get the idea that I have been thinking through this about how do I show them coming off of the cliff. But I don't know. I guess if I did it this way, since like I said, I was planning this anyway, if I was able to attach to this stud, this translucent stud, like from I don't know, maybe a, what do you call it? What am I thinking about? A click hinge of some sort, maybe. Well, anyway, I could do that later because I know it's already getting to be 11:43. I usually go for about 3 hours, for those of you who are new. So if you're wondering what I'm working on, this is a campsite for a collaboration, and it's called Let's Go Camping is the collaboration, and I'm working on a picnic area with a bunch of pandas who get together for pandemonium at the campground. You think you need to go to sleep? Okay. You can't spell anymore. Okay. Good night, Joel. Thank you for dropping in. But yeah, I have been thinking about what you said. And like I said, this transparent piece with the studs on the end to have the panda kind of flying down into the water is what I was thinking. And I just have to figure out how to attach that to the side. How would I attach that? So then, because I would want it to be higher and kind of at an angle, kind of like this. And I think if I have a, let's see, because actually it's not too bad. Because if I find like a click hinge, I think to attach it right there. And then it's kind of like he's halfway in the water already. Yeah, because I do have an attachment point here. I don't want it to go sideways like that. I think that's, well, maybe, I don't know. If I bend at the, I don't know. I could do it that way as well. And then he's really high up. And then I just attach it on the side. That's doable. That's definitely doable. I could do that. Let me just double check, because the biggest problem with doing it this way is that this is the skinnier side of the stud. Oh, I think I have an idea. If I put a flag on top of the mountain. Let's see, where are my flags? Yeah. So I know Joel had to leave, but I'm glad he mentioned that, because I've been thinking through this anyway. So what I was thinking is that this stud piece, there is a hole in this transparent piece that could be put in like this, and this could hold. I think that'll fit. Yeah, look at that. Okay, here, I'll hold this up for the camera. So you can, I would have probably wanted it at another angle. Oh, Joel, you're still here. I did it. So do you see this, Joel, with the translucent piece hanging out, so that the panda is like, I don't know, it's kind of, I think I still need to put it at an angle though. Sweet dreams. Don't dream of Lego friends. Okay. Yeah, I still think it needs to be at an angle, but you get the idea. I could put it maybe on here where it's angled down a little bit, but it's coming together. So panda divers, it's pandemonium. They're all diving off the cliff. Oh my God, that's so silly. Okay, so before I forget, I think we're getting close. I have to put what Glenn was suggesting when I put out these slopes. You know, use a variety of different colors like green and gray and brown, and start just kind of peppering this with different colors. And I need to cover this up because, or I need to change the color because that white is just too garish. But I'm going to just kind of put some of these on to give it a little bit of color. And and even the flag might be a little too garish. I probably don't need to do that. But it just makes sense if you're going to put a big rod here to put something on the end of it. I don't know. Maybe the flag's okay, because that way they know that that's the cliff you dive off of. It's pandemonium. Yeah, I think this is coming together quite nicely, actually. So nice idea, Glenn, with all of these slopes. So I'm kind of breaking it up a little bit, as you can see. It's like, it's pandemonium. Yeah. All right. So I think that now that I have a plan and this is coming together, I think it's gonna look really good. And like I said, this is just the mountain section that we're working on right now. Let me see if I can adjust this camera a little bit. Yeah. So we're working on the mountain right now, but then I have the campground, and then they have this beach area. I probably will have a couple pandas lying on the beach. Yeah, this could be good. This could be really good. And I'm just putting a couple of these. In fact, this would be good if I could fit it here, but there is, I think there's a tile there. I'm going to have to dig through that later. But that white piece, I think, here, just to show you what it is it's a It's like an up bracket. I need to replace that. I'll do that later. I'll do that off stream, but I'm glad the waterfall still fits. We got panda divers coming off of the cliff. I do need to fill in the back, but I like these little accent pieces. So good call there, Glenn. Thanks for that. We're gonna put a couple more accent pieces here. One last thing, you should have pandas with scorecards on the shore like judges. I could do that over here. Oh, you cracked me up. Thank you, Joel. You have really great ideas. Thank you. And no, you don't worry about thinking that you took me off of my stream. You didn't. No, the things that take me off the stream is when people start talking about their personal dramas, and it's kind of like, I'm not a therapist. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're having problems, but you probably find a stream where they actually do that. No, I talk about Lego. I talk about what's happened in my life, and so it's kind of actually my therapy session. So, and you guys are just along for the ride. Judgy panda is judgy. Yes. I love that idea. Like putting some sort of, here, I'll show you where they would go too. The judges would go right here. And I think I might actually have left over from the dragon boat race, how they had the judges trophy stand and stuff. I could put that over here. Oh my goodness, that is so funny. Yeah, and like I said, having the half one coming out of the water, this one is on its way down. Having one, like Joel said, with its feet up out of the air. Such great ideas. Really, really fun. And I just really appreciate you all sharing those with me. So no worries at all. I'm very, very excited, actually. This is fun. And I hope you have been enjoying your time here. Like I said, I don't you don't tune into my channel to get the latest releases or updates. It's not what I do. So if you're here for spoilers or for early releases, that's not my jam. So sorry if you came here for that. You will not find that here on the Brickanista Broadcast Network. I will speculate on things, and if I see somebody else has said something, I may point you to that. But like I said, with the change in the base plates, that was all speculation. That's not considered a leak. That's a speculative assumption. So, and then the leak came from somewhere else, and I just showed you where that leak was, if it is a leak. We don't even know. You're dubious about your effectiveness as a therapeutic remedy. I'm just saying that, for me, and Jen has said this too, that she likes streaming because it, you talk about stories about, your childhood and what have you. And so far, I haven't scared you away. At least not yet. Actually, that might be a good ledge for another panda. Let me see. I'm just going to put this. This might be. Oh, I need to put the. Oh, where did I put the red panda? The red panda needs to make an appearance. Okay, I'm going to put this chipmunk for now because I don't have the red panda handy. But the red panda could probably be here. Or maybe here. Yeah, maybe we'll put the red panda here. So that's an understudy for the red panda. You tune in for May the 4th Lego info. Yeah, there you go. And like I said, I would like to be a recognized Lego fan media, but that's not the primary reason why I stream. So, but yeah, that would be great if I get accepted into the RLFM network. But the way I look at it, I'm streaming also because I have to work on the MOCs anyway, and I get great ideas from people who tune in. Okay, so I do need to do more things offline, but I think this is looking really good. Handy panty. I do like the idea of judges that are going to be over here, the judging station. And then this will be the campground. I have to also, don't forget, I have to make room for the fire. Where did my campfire go? I thought I had made that. Okay. Well, I do want to make time also before we close for opening my Looney Tunes thing, because I told you I would do that on Thursday. So maybe this is a good place to stop. I don't know, what do you think? I think, like I said, I think that's pretty good so far. And we have the pandas coming off of the cliff. I don't think that's too cluttered. I think that'll work. We've got 3 on the cliff, 1 coming off of the cliff, 1 in the water, and then we'll have 1 with its legs sticking out of the water. I'll have to figure that out. And then I like Joel's idea of the judge's station over here. I could build that later. And then this will be the campground, and I'll have to put the fire either here, or the fire can go over here in the sandy area. In fact, it might be better over here because this has more contrast. And as I'm speaking, here's the fire that I've kind of built, at least the base. And I may build, you know, a little stone thing around it, but that's going to be more or less the fire, the campfire. Oh, Matthew builds bricks. How are you? I'm getting ready to open the Looney Tunes blind bag, so you came just in time. But I've been working on my Panda Let's Go Camping collab, and I was just trying to figure out where to put the campfire, because the campfire is kind of like the thread that ties everything together. So it could go there on the beach, or it could go fire on the beach. Yeah, you think so? Okay. Okay, we'll set it down here for now. And then, like I said, I think I need to put some other things here, but I put a rotator on here for some reason. Of course, it's falling apart. I think, let's see if I can do this. All right. There we go. You know, I like things that rotate. You need to do yours. Yeah, you do. You know, time's a wasting. So anyway, so I still have to put some, like maybe some tents or something over here for the camping, and then the judges' tables for the cliff divers. I just love this cliff divers thing. I think they're coming together nicely too. And then, I don't know, I think I agree with you, Glenn. I think the canoe might be too much. I was going to put the canoe there, but I think it might be a little too much. So I think maybe we'll play it by ear. Maybe I could put like a little rowboat here. Maybe I'll do that, because those are brown. A fire spinner, yes. If you have watched me enough, you know I like things that rotate. So that's just the way things are. Okay, I think this is a good stopping point for this. And I will open up the blind bag. Okay, so let's see. Let me set this aside. Put this here. Get this for the camera. There we go. Yeah, time sure flies, doesn't it? And let me just check. Here's my scissors. Okay, so I'm hoping this might be, just feeling this head, this could be, I think, it might be Wile E. Coyote. That would be cool. I wouldn't mind. Well, anyway, all of these are good. So let's see what I got. Canoe feels like a little safety hazard for the divers. Yeah, possibly. Thanks, Gary. What Looney Tunes have I got so far? I have Porky Pig and I have Bugs Bunny. And that was what I opened on Thursday. And I wanted to end on a high note. So that's why I didn't open this one. Because if I got a duplicate, I might have been disappointed or something. Come on, Tweety Bird. Yes, I do want Tweety Bird, but just feeling the bag, I'm thinking it may not be Tweety Bird. Yeah. Okay, ready? Okay, what do we got? I think I've got Daffy Duck. There's the bill. Yes, I've got Daffy Duck. Actually, it's a really nice molded piece. You can see there. Okay, wasn't my first choice, so it goes back to I'm glad I didn't open this on the stream the other day. Because remember I said that if I opened it and it wasn't what I wanted, I'd be disappointed. So I want to end on a positive note. But this is fun. I got the sign. Oops, the rabbit season sign. It's rabbit season. Let's see if I can have that focus. There we go. Daffy Duck. Yes, Daffy Duck. What did I say? Did I say something else? I think this goes on the hips. I think it goes on like this. So it has like this little butt. Kind of little Daffy butt. I think that's right. I don't know, did I do that right? It's got this little Daffy bill butt thing. So, okay. It's Wabbit season. Yes, it is. It's too bad it's not Elmer Fudd. Okay. So I think at least I got 3 unique ones, but I really wanted Porky Pig and Bugs Bunny, and this one's still good. But this, if I had opened this on Thursday, it would have been anticlimactic. So that's why I'm glad I waited until today. So we've got Daffy Duck. Oh, hey, we were just talking about you, technician, or BB0990. You watched part of your last stream and you said you fell and had a concussion. Yeah, I'm feeling much better, thank you. And I did see the doctor on yesterday, and they gave me the clear. I just need to see an eye specialist because I still have flashes in my eyes, so that's a problem. But yeah, so I'm opening up this LoonyTunes. Too bad there's no Elmer in the whole series. Yeah, I think that would be series 2, because they can also do Foghorn Leghorn and some others that would be good. So, or Yosemite Sam. Yeah, I think that's going to be series 2. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and let me open this up and say goodbye to everybody. Yeah, this is kind of weird. This system, like I said, I think I have to reboot this whole system. This is just really acting kind of weird today. Okay, so there we go. Brickanista, you'll get some to put in my package. Oh, well, that's so sweet. I have some things for you, too. So don't worry. So I mentioned this earlier, actually, that Matthew Builds Bricks and myself and Fourth World Adam are going to have a joint birthday party on June 3rd. So my stream on Thursday, June 3rd, what we're going to do is we won't open gifts till about, I think, 11, because that's when Matthew will join. He's in the UK. What's up, Doc? Yes, exactly. And then at midnight, June 4th, that'll actually be my birthday. And then I'll open my gifts. So we're going to start with Matthew's gifts when he joins, and then we'll segue to my gifts when it's my birthday. And then we'll see what happens there. But yeah, no, I actually have a package that I have set aside for Matthew as well that I'm going to send to him. Yeah, it's going to be the birthday stream. Exactly. Birthday stream to just kind of hang out. And it'll be, like I said, it'll be the Thursday, June 3rd. And then since I stream till roughly midnight, like I am right now, then it'll be my birthday. And you can all celebrate with me, along with Ekluk and other characters. So anyway, it was a really good hangout. I really appreciate you giving me feedback about my Subaru conversion idea. So tomorrow at 1 o'clock is when I would normally have an interview or something. So I may stream tomorrow from the parking lot of a Starbucks. That's what I'm thinking. I have to figure out the logistics, but it'll be interesting. But what you missed, Matthew and Technician and some others, is that I'm thinking about planning to convert my Subaru to a camper, because after Thursday's stream, I realized a lot of things I need to change in my life. And I have been thinking about doing this, converting it to like a little camper van kind of thing. And I may take it on the road and visit with people. I'll probably do day trips first, but may do a big road trip and hang out with people. So may the June 4th be with you. Yes, that's right. May the June 4th be with you. And for those of you, I don't know if Max is still on or not, but Max's birthday is today, or it was yesterday, because now it's 12:05. But he had me sing him happy birthday at the very beginning of the stream. So if you want to hear that, that might be happening too. Streaming on YouTube or Twitch on the Starbucks. That'll be at 1 p.m. because it'll be during the day. I don't think I want to be in a parking lot at 9 p.m. trying to stream. So it'll be tomorrow at 1 o'clock p.m. And I think I know the Starbucks I'm going to hang out at. So I'm going to test it in the morning. I'll probably do it through Zoom, because if I do it through Zoom, I can have multiple cameras. Because right now, my laptop, I don't know, I might be able to do it with my laptop, but I have a feeling because I'll be in my car, it'll be a smaller space, that I may have to do this from my car using Zoom. But it'll be on YouTube. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you had a good time hanging out. And yeah, it'll, and the reason why I would be at a Starbucks is that I need a place that has internet that I could use. And just like with any other business, I wouldn't use their internet without buying a purchase. So I will definitely have some coffee or something with me. It might be a shorter stream because I'll be in the parking lot. I don't know how long my devices will have power. And that's why one of the things I talked about earlier in the stream is one of my first investments when I start converting my car to a camper van kind of thing, is getting an electrical power source, which I'm looking at the Jackery as one of those options. Because it's one of those things you can power it up in the wall. It'll last about, I think it takes 5 hours, I think, to charge it up. And then you can charge multiple devices on it. And it also has a solar panel charging option, so that if you're on the road, you can charge it up while you're camping. So yeah, lots of fun things. We're right now, PT McEwen suggested we call it, I think, mobile MOCs or something. I don't know. We'll see what it is. I don't think I'll be doing a MOC. I might do something really simple. In fact, I think it's on my, hold on a minute. I think what I may do, since it'll probably be a small stream, is I may do this, which is the dots, just a little kit, which is the Panda little, was it cube? The Panda cube. So I will bring this with me in my car. I have a couple ideas of what I may want to do. And I think it's going to be an evolving segment. I think we're going to make Sundays that. So yeah. So come join me tomorrow, 1 o'clock. We'll see what I'm doing. I'm going to try to do just a quick stream in the parking lot of a Starbucks and maybe do this. And like I said, I think I'll have a 2-camera shot, and I'll have to figure out logistics about how that's all going to work. But anyway, thanks again for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm really feeling better. Thank you so much, everybody. You guys have been awesome. I know that, watching me build with a bag of frozen blueberries on my face on Thursday probably wasn't the best thing, but it was great. So yeah, the Panda bag tag, that's what I'll do. So I'll plan to build this tomorrow, streaming from my car as a preliminary test, because I would like to be able to do interviews on the road, meeting with different people, and being able to do that all within my car. So I've got to figure out all the logistics about the internet and all of that. I think what I'm going to do is for my first go around, I'll probably use Zoom, because I think that's going to be the easiest thing instead of using Streamlabs OBS. And as you can see, I'm having problems with the setup. So I think what I'll do is I will use that. And if you want to hang out with me, that'd be great. And if not, you can watch the video later. And if you like the stream, please give me a, oops, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. If you like the stream, where did I go? Hold up. You mainly watch on Twitch. You just happen to go onto YouTube and see your lives. Yeah, sorry. I'm like, oh no, don't be sorry. Just, hang out when you can. But if you didn't see my stream, BBO990 on Thursday, I face planted really hard like an hour before I streamed. And I was really super worried. I thought I might have had a bad concussion. And so I reached out to my friend Brickworm and I said, look, if things go south, will you call, the emergency to come get me? Because I won't be able to, if I start slurring my words or if, I faint on camera or something like that. Thankfully, none of that happened. But it was really scary for me. And I'll be honest with you, it was a wake up call for me because if I had hit my head in the wrong way, I might have lost my life 2 days ago, or I might have been in a coma 2 days ago. And I was talking earlier in the stream about how I really have to do a lot of different life changes. And so one of them is I've been thinking about doing this thing with my Subaru. And I said, what's holding me back is that I just haven't really had the motivation. So yeah, it was very scary. And I'm just so thankful that I seem to be my normal self. And people were joking earlier that no, this is all a dream. I'm actually in a hospital bed, just imagining that I'm doing all this, which I hope that's not true. But so tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we'll see what I do. I will definitely be in my car. And I will either do it by Zoom or maybe I'll figure out how to bring my laptop with me. I do know that my laptop, when it's fully charged, will last about 3 hours, but I probably won't stream that long tomorrow while I'm on the road. I will not be driving. I will be parking, just for the record. So don't worry. I do want to be able to engage with you on the chat and what have you, but I just have to figure out all the pieces and parts. You were going for root beer of all things. Yes, I know. How crazy is that? So the other thing I learned, so here's the thing. Everybody was telling me how good Barks root beer is. And I wasn't, that's one I could probably find locally better than others. And I had gone to a couple stores and then I saw this AM PM gas station. I said, they might have Barks root beer, so why don't I go there? And I face planted right in front of that store. They probably have it on their video camera feed. And anyway, I was thinking about it and I said, I just love Dr. Brown's root beer. So I'm going to order Dr. Brown's for myself. So I've got to do that. I can find the cream soda locally. I can't find the root beer locally. So that's what I'm going to do. Parking like the kids. Yeah. So technician 0990. I know I was going for root beer. How crazy is that? And to possibly have lost my life because I tripped and fell and could have had a serious concussion. If I had fallen on a brick or something that was pointed and maybe fell on my temple, I probably would have died. I mean, it was that hard of a face plant. But this left cheek of mine, surprisingly, there's no bruise. There's a little bit of swelling. And I've mentioned this early in the stream. When I was 5, I fell on this same cheek. So maybe I have like reinforced bone here from when I was a child. But tomorrow we are going to build this in my car. Oops. We're going to build this in my car. And I may have another small set that we can build. Or maybe I'll pick up another LoonyTunes. We'll see. But tomorrow will probably be a short stream, 1 o'clock. And I hit concrete. Yes, I hit concrete and I hit it hard. I hit it so hard that when I stood up, I had to grab onto a pole to keep myself steady. And I could feel my brain hitting against my skull when I hit. It was, and I was surprised. I probably shouldn't have driven home right after that, but I did. And then as soon as I got home, before I walked into my apartment, I texted all of my information to Brickworm, my mom's phone number, my address, so she could tell the authorities where to find me. Yeah, the poor concrete. Thanks, Glenn. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. Okay. So thanks. I'm I'm glad you guys are worried about the concrete more than you're worried about me. But thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. If you like the stream, please like it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And tomorrow we will do our first road trip and build this in my car. And we'll see how that goes. But I think that's going to be a fun little segment. And I will do that on Sundays. I will still do review shows and I will still do interviews on Sundays. But since I don't have a planned interview tomorrow, and Debo and I already did our review show last week, this is perfect. So we're going to do that. Anyway, thank you again. Really appreciate you hanging out with me. And we will see you again soon. So let me say goodbye. Take care, everybody. See ya.